Welcome back, everybody, to the Paradox Hour. Uh, Today is our mid-season check-in for the winter anime season, and oh boy, have we got a lot to discuss.
Yeah, that's gonna be a long one, y'all.
I mean, if anytime we talk about anime, it's a long one, but a lot happened in the
Yeah,
last
usually.
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's we're at the point of the mid-season where everything is starting to really take shape with all the shows.
Well, most everything.
Most everything, not every show. Some shows are a bit more. Some of the more languidly paced ones aren't really putting out a lot, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yes. So just to let you know, as always, there are some shows that we just refuse to cover, either because they are abhorrent or we just really, really don't like them. Uh,
Yeah, and in some cases we either just weren't interested in them to begin with, or just dropped off on them.
uh,
So
I don't
what you
believe
see is what you get.
yeah, I don't believe we've dropped anything, or that certainly nothing that won't be covered today. Certainly, there's stuff
Nothing,
that we've
nothing that was on the three-episode check-in. It has been dropped between now and the current current podcast.
hmm,
But there is some stuff that's going to be dropped between now and the finale stream.
but we will get to that when we get to that. So, going alphabetically as always. First up, 2.43.
AKA one of the shows I was watching that I am not.
Yeah. Oh god, this fucking show. This like I don't think I can really. I was so tempted to pick for the screenshot. One of the either the shot where the captain of the team was saying, "Just how much trouble are you two going to cause us?" or idiot number one, Kuraba, apologizing for his idiotic actions. And, you know, he's did some pretty fucking stupid actions. So, episode 5, which was the. Literally, I am so. I cannot believe what the fuck happened. First, so in the episode before, Kuraba was punched by his cousin because he was being a bit of a dick, which left a bruise, and then ran away from a fight. That obviously got around, and he was accused of being in said fight, uh, and because he didn't tell anybody why he had the bruise on his cheek, because he decided that he didn't want his cousin to have to apologize, despite the fact because of his reticence to share, the entire team got suspended from playing.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And it's just like, oh my god, dude, get your fucking priorities in check. Why does your why why why? Just why? But it gets worse. It gets worse because Kuraba and Hajime end up going to Tokyo, to Hajime's old school, for some reason that I can't really remember and don't particularly want to remember. Because as it turns out, so you'll remember or you may remember at the start of the show, uh, the reason Hajime came out to the sticks instead of staying at his fancy volleyball school uh, was because he was accused of driving another kid to suicide. As it turns out, he didn't. Well, not in the realest sense. His teammates got so annoyed at his, hey, let's take volleyball seriously attitude that one of them decided to. I'm not sure whether it was actually commit suicide or try and commit suicide or fake having committed suicide, just to teach Hajime a lesson about being too serious about volleyball.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not fucking. And genuinely, that's just what the fuck. And it's just like, oh my god. The 2 episodes after introduced the big team in the main team's region. They're not particularly great. I mean, what I would say about the show is that its character work is just so bad. Well, not bad, but it's not good. Like, one of the big pluses of Haikyuu is you get to know every member of the team, and you come to like or love every member of the Karasuno team. I cannot say that. Well, I know the names of, I think, maybe 4, maybe 5 members on the Saiyan team, and there's like 8 of them, and those like 4 of them just haven't gotten any development whatsoever.
The background character syndrome.
Yeah, they're just sort of there, and it's just like, okay, I know I shouldn't really have to care about these guys because you're not paying any attention to them other than the fact that they exist. The other weird thing is that in the episode with the suicide reveal, which I still can't believe is actually a fucking thing, they also hinted that their coach, who has just been seen sleeping so far, is apparently really famous, and over the next 2 episodes just didn't do anything with it.
Wow.
So shrug, like, this is not, I'm not sure if it's a pacing issue or if it's just that the novels themselves, the novels that this is based on, weren't very good. Maybe I was gonna say maybe it's a combination of both. I don't know, but this is certainly lower down my list. I'm not gonna drop it because it's vaguely entertaining watching these idiots be complete idiots. But it certainly does not measure up to pretty much all of the sports anime I've watched before. Probably the worst one I've watched now that Iwakakaru is gonna be. It would be close with Iwakakaru from last year.
I was gonna say, haven't you watched a lot of sports anime?
I've not watched that much, but I've certainly watched some fairly poor ones. I mean, Iwakakaru ended up being not that bad. It was just rushed, and the antagonist was the worst in a bad way. In a way that made me not want to watch because she was so fucking annoying. But otherwise, it was actually pretty good. Meanwhile,
also, how's the gayness coming along in this one?
I mean, they're sort of too dumb to be gay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're complete. Everyone in this show is either an idiot or an asshole.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, like, straight up. So yeah, and genuinely, I have no idea where the fuck this is gonna end. I think it's like 12 episodes, and we're obviously on like episode 7. I think was the last one that dropped on Thursday.
This sounds really slow paced.
It is, and yet I have no idea where the fuck it's gonna end. They're supposed to make it to fucking nationals, but I don't see them doing that unless they think they're gonna get a second season, which I am very unsure if they're gonna get a second season.
Very much press X to doubt, huh?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Maybe maybe they won't even make it to nationals. I don't fucking know what's gonna happen, but I don't really care, to be brutally honest.
I'd rather not have to deal with them rushing through a tournament to get to nationals, because that'd be kind of bullshit.
Yeah, that's the thing. They've got what is it? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 episodes to get through the prefectural tournament and to get to nationals. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're just going to have to do the prefectural
You spent an
tournament.
entire season on a single match.
No, not the way Haikyuu did.
Oh wow.
The actual volleyball scenes in this have been very quick and not like Haikyuu pays a lot of attention to the actual
Right.
game of volleyball, and partly that's because it uses the game as its method of either developing the characters or revealing the pasts of the characters. This is not doing that.
Mhm.
This is not doing that at all. This is just shoving sports in for the sake of it, I think. I don't really know. It's not good.
Well, let's move on to something different.
Yeah. Back arrow. You want to
AKA Code Geass meets Gurren Lagann meets Kill la Kill.
you
It's very 2000 anime aesthetically and structurally.
you want
I'd
to
say.
you want to explain the screenshot?
No, it's funny if I don't.
Fair enough.
I can't explain it if you really want me to.
No, it's fine. I've got some. I definitely have some screenshots in here that I picked solely because of the no context value.
Yeah, no, this makes sense in context, but out of context, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy in the middle, Shubi, is actually probably my favorite character in the show because he is very much the classic Chinese tactician type who also has who also stabs people in the back if they aren't going to help him fulfill his agenda.
Oh, that's a dude.
Yeah, he is a dude, and he's a very entertaining character because of his personality and his general actual intelligence.
Mm.
He's a really good manipulator and strategist, so it's really fun to see him whenever he's on screen.
Meanwhile, I assume main character dude has no issues stripping.
Uh, so him not having clothes is just an issue of him having arrived naked and only been given that speedo to wear, and that's it. At least at first, he gets more clothes later.
Makes sense, I guess.
He the clothes he wears, I think, though show off his guns and his abs. So he very clearly likes not being completely clothed.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this show is I think it's a nice fun throwback to early to mid 2000s, all Gurren Lagann and Code Geass.
Mm.
It definitely has its own unique fantasy world that is much different from the standard.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that's like, oh, there's a wall around the world, and trying to cross it is foreboded. And there's there are two main nations within that wall that are basically locked in a sort of cold war with one another.
Okay.
That occasionally goes hot when artifacts drop from the sky, including the things that make mechs.
Ah. Always good to get an explanation for the mechs.
Yeah, and the mechs are more Magitech in that they are powered by conviction rather than actual being like sci-fi inventions.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and if the mech is destroyed while you're inside it, you die.
Fair enough. Seems fair.
Unless the main character is the one who destroys the mech, in which case the mech gets destroyed but you survive.
That doesn't seem
That's
fair.
That's part of what makes him unique. He's the only one who can destroy the mech and not the person inside it.
Okay. Is there any
that
reason he can do that? Or
well, he came from beyond the wall. He was in one of the pods that gets launched into the wall, and he woke up naked with amnesia, and all he had was a mech thing that he can use.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a very interesting premise, and it's a very
Hmm.
interesting show. But yeah, it feels like a fun callback to like the mech shows of the early mid 2000s. But yeah, no, check it out if you want.
So move on
Move on.
to bottom tier Tomazaki.
This show is really good. I am honestly surprised by how good it's gotten over the course of its run. Like a lot of people were concerned and or put off by the first episode, but almost every single episode has improved on it so far. Like the character on the right, Mimi, she is actually a really interesting character, partially because she has such a strong desire to surpass the girl in the middle, Aoi, who has basically always beaten her throughout their lives. She's been the perpetual number two to Aoi's number one, so
Oh.
as it were. So that it's a really interesting dynamic that is really fun to explore
Hmm.
in the right context.
Yeah.
And but there's no actual like resentment going on there. It's more of just like a desire for Mimi to improve herself and eventually surpass her friend and rival.
That's good. What about
So yeah,
Tomazaki himself?
Tomazaki has come a long way, both in small ways and big ways. Like he's overall improved socially quite a bit, and he actually starts working on building up a relationship with his classmates, both male and female,
Hmm.
to try to just get to know them better and be better friends with them. And he has a very sweet budding romance with another girl who isn't in the picture, uh, who is a quiet, shy bookworm. And I think their interactions are just very cute and very sweet.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this is a really good show and honestly one of my biggest surprises of the season.
Hmm.
Because like having a main character's arc be just about him improving and learning to interact with other people better, it's just a really fun, relatable premise that it could go wrong in so many different ways, but somehow
Yeah.
this show is threading that really well.
Well, that's good because I know. I mean, the reason I didn't watch it is because of those those exact concerns that uh, all it would take is one miss and suddenly it's one of those shows. But by the sounds
No,
of it,
nothing like that.
it's managing to
There,
do quite
there's
well.
there's no indication that there's any like harem bullshit or any there's only like a couple mild fan service scenes and that's it. And they're mostly played for laughs and not really particularly egregious in any way.
Okay.
But yeah, very good show, very good characters, and one of the dark horses of the season, in my opinion. It's improved a lot
Hmm.
over the course of its run so far, but like its character, it's just working on rising to the top.
Good for it. Speaking of Rising, wait, no, that's the one after. Uh, Cells at Work Season 2.
Yeah, I'm putting this one on hold, unfortunately, because like I don't know what it is about it, but I'm just not super enthused about watching it week to week.
Hmm.
Cells at Work is one of those shows where you just it's much easier to take it at your own pace, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I I think that's part of the reason that you dropped it. The
Well,
first season, that is.
I mean, I dropped the first season because I was watching it with my mum, who is a biology teacher, and then as teachers
Right.
do, she got very busy and didn't have time to watch this anime. uh, and yeah, I just didn't, because of the lack of an overarching story. I just didn't really feel any real desire to go back to it. Uh,
Yeah, apparently this season has a story arc in plan, but I put it on hold like episode 4, which was
mm,
partway through that story arc, and I don't know. I'll probably pick it up back up again later. So I'm putting it on hold and not dropping it. But I do appreciate the JoJo reference though.
Always good to throw a
Well,
JoJo's reference in there.
that's benevolent bacteria being the shit out of a malevolent bacteria.
Hmm.
I don't remember the details. It's been a few weeks. But yeah, no.
I mean,
Have you?
we said this in the 3 episode check-in. It's more of the same from Cells at Work for season 2. If you like that, then you'll like it. If you don't, then you won't. It's a very sort of easy to figure out show.
Yeah, no. It's easy to figure out and easy to tell if it'll vibe with you or not.
Hmm. Now,
But yeah,
time to move on
now
to
we get on.
the Dark Cousin.
Yeah, it's darker and edgier counterpart. The Sasuke, as it were, to Cells at Work's Naruto.
I
Hey
mean,
kid,
I
you
mean,
want some drugs?
I dropped this after the erection episode because it was getting too dark for me. Like,
That's
and I have a
and
lot on
honestly,
Thursday anyway.
these guys are actually trying to convince this dude to get high on caffeine.
Hmm. That poor dude. He reminds me of Kaminari.
He has the unfortunate. He is unfortunate enough to be the basically the best friend of the main character, and he feels like he's basically being constantly overshadowed by him. At
Mm.
least in this episode,
Yeah.
and that's what lets these two thuggish-looking guys kind of convince him to join in on their caffeinated adventure.
So since believe the last episode we covered last time was episode 4.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think this is episode 7 or 8.
so what has it covered since then?
I believe the most recent episode was episode 9. Let me double check real quick, but I'm 90% sure that episode 9 was the most recent one. Oh my god, the score is still within 0.01 of its
I do
original.
quite like that. I do quite like that. It's fun. Yeah, episode 9.
Episode 9 is the most recent one. But yeah, no, I do love the main character of the show and his relationship with both the best friend in the middle of this picture and White Blood Cell.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be shipping a red blood cell and a white blood cell. I never thought I'd be doing that twice.
I was gonna say, if I had a nickel for every time I shipped a red blood cell with a white blood cell, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, the show's really good, even if it is incredibly dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those two bully cells around the best friend dude, they wind up dying in the next episode.
I mean, good.
Oh yeah, no, but they die because they're caught up in a blood clot that nearly kills the body, which is less than good.
I mean, it's not like the body didn't have it coming.
Oh yeah, no. You find out all sorts of messed up medical stuff, like what a pulmonary embolism is. And
That's a
how
blockage in the
around for too long
lungs, isn't
will
it?
kill you. Yes,
Hmm.
and it's caused by blood clots,
Hmm.
basically traveling up to the pulmonary artery.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
By the
The
title
bottom
of
line,
by the title of episode 9, it seems like a slightly cheerier episode, given that it's about Athlete's Foot. How serious can that be?
You know how ringworm is really a pain in the ass if if it goes unchecked.
Not first-hand experience, but yes.
Yeah, there aren't enough white blood cells in the body at that point to take care of it.
Oh boy.
So that leads to things going out of control until medication gets applied.
Where's that pill dude from Osmosis Jones when you need him?
We need some Drix, man. We need some Drix. Just get Ozzy and Drix up in this thing.
Yeah, they'd solve the problem.
Oh, absolutely.
If they can keep Bill Murray alive, they can keep anyone alive.
But yeah, no. This is good shit. This is I wouldn't say it's my favorite show of the season by any stretch. I have like 7 or 8 shows that I'd rank above it.
Yeah.
But it's still a good show.
I mean, my issue is
And,
not with the show in general. Like, what I watched of the show was, good from a certain point of view. It's just that,
Dark.
yeah, I try not to watch. I try not to watch media that depresses me.
No, that's fair and valid. I actually, I am glad. I basically always watch Eurocamp right after I watch this show. Because I need to pick me up afterwards.
That seems like a very good plan.
Yeah. They both air on the same day, so, like, yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm thinking back to my Thursday schedule. The show that I would watch after this, if I was still watching it, would probably be Promised Neverland, which
Oh boy.
oh boy, we'll get to that later on.
Spoilers, we are not monkeys.
I caught up today, and I have some things to say.
We are not amused.
But speaking of amusing, Dr. Ramune. Genuinely, this has picked up. This has actually been really good the last few weeks. So, well, actually no, it was picking up with the last episode we covered in the last check-in, which was the Chili Pepper Fingertips. After that, we got
so Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes. Then we got a 2-parter about pot sticker ears, which got super fucking dark. In that the patient, the mum of 2 little boys, had pot sticker ears because she was refusing to hear anything about how one of the kids had been kidnapped and his severed arm sent to the house.
That's fucked up.
Yeah! Like, Jesus fucking Christ! Then the first part of that episode ends with Ramune being pretty seriously injured in a fall, saving the alive kid who was blaming himself for his brother's kidnapping. And yeah, it was a tonal shift, because most of these have been fairly light-hearted. Like, it's been a lot of jokes and snarking. This got fucking serious. And episode 7, which is the next arc is going to be another 2-parter. So this was the first episode of it. It got fairly dark. Not quite as dark as, kidnapping and severed arms being sent, but the boy in the middle, who is very obviously voiced by Ayumu Murase, I can absolutely tell his voice now.
Oh yeah, no, that's Iruma, right?
That's Iruma, Hinata in Haikyuu, Akira in Kemono Jihen.
Okay, so it's Blue Decker. Gotcha.
Yeah, he's got a distinctive voice. Who is basically I'm gonna call him insane. But not the, like, to quote Dragon Age, he seems less, he seems more ooh pretty colours than I am Princess Stabby, stab, kill, kill type of insane. He tends to use his insanity to just create weird things. As you can see, this is all the ideas he's having for creations. The issue is, his dad runs a company and wants him to take over, and is basically blaming his son's creations for the boy's mum's hospitalization, despite the fact that she's in the orthopedics ward. And
The hell?
he's saying that her heart hurts when she's in the orthopedics ward, which, you know, clearly doesn't track, but he's being a real fucking dick about it. So, and it's just sad because the kid is clearly, like, super innocent and just wants to, like, make stuff, and instead he's being forced to fucking study business.
Oh, a wealthy business person is a bad person. Who'd have thought?
I'm not sure how wealthy they are, but certainly a business person, yeah, pretty fucking bad. And the ailment that he has is the ideas in his head for, like, creations in his head that he's forcing out are becoming popcorn kernels.
What?
Yeah, popcorn just sort of bursts out of his head every so often.
What?
I mean, it sort
See,
of
there's
makes
a reason I did not. There's a reason I did not touch.
it sort of makes sense, but it sort of doesn't. It's weird. This show is weird, but it's actually been really good the last few weeks. I'm hoping it can keep it up.
It seems very weird in very much a way that I would not enjoy.
Mm. And yet you enjoyed Sarazanmai, aka butt stuff
Yeah, but
drugs.
Sarazanmai has
Sarazanmai had teenagers jumping up monsters' butts.
Yes, but it also had great musical numbers.
I mean, it had the same musical numbers.
And also it had, like, really cool, really fun, cool characters.
I mean, fair, but I'm just saying, like, Ramune is not as weird as Sarazanmai.
But Sarazanmai is a very enjoyable.
Sarazanmai is an Ikehara
This
show,
seems
so...
Yeah, but this seems like gross body horror, and I hate gross body horror.
I mean, I wouldn't really say it's that gross. I haven't been grossed out by it. It's just been, like, weird.
Regardless, would you like to move on?
Yes. To another doctor. Dr. Stone.
Oh yeah.
I mean...
You ready to get started?
Yeah, I mean, this fucking show just continues to be fantastic every week.
It really does. Chrome also got his spotlight moments in the past couple episodes, and he's just such a fantastic character.
Mm-hmm. I mean, his escape in the last episode was so fucking smart.
It was great. I just love his growth as a character. It's really nice.
But it's very interesting because obviously Senku is more probably the chemistry side of science. Chrome, certainly in his jailbreak, actually showed off the more psychological aspect of science. Because it was very much about him knowing how his captors would react, knowing that they wouldn't want to follow him through the pits because they wouldn't want to get punished by Yo, the horrific cop.
Oh yeah, no. I really question why Tsukasa thought it would be a good idea to revive Yo, let alone put him in a position of authority.
I mean, because he knows that there are at least 3 people who can beat the shit out of him.
Fair.
That's the thing. Tsukasa's army is basically held together by Tsukasa's army is basically held together by fear and respect of Tsukasa.
Well, there's also the unfortunate fact that Yo is also staggeringly incompetent.
I mean, he definitely is. He got played by Chrome completely.
Yeah. Not only that.
No,
but,
he got played twice. First time, Chrome pretending he knew absolutely nothing about science, which, yeah, not gonna fly when he's buddies with Senku. Like, that was a bad mistake. Second one is far more understandable in that, yeah, he knows if you get sick in this world with anything vaguely serious, it's game over. And
that sentence.
yeah, and vomiting blood is usually a bad sign.
Yeah.
At the very least, you have some internal bleeding, if not, a serious illness.
Yeah. As Yo himself said, you don't cough up that much blood from a cut in the side of your cheek.
Yeah. But also very interesting from the most recent episode. I'm fairly sure I know the answer to this because I'm fairly sure I remember it from the manga, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Who gave Chrome the battery?
Process of elimination, it's very clearly Ukyo.
I mean, Chrome said it was Taiju and Yuzuriha, but they didn't know he had the battery.
They had no way of knowing.
Yeah.
They had no way of knowing the battery was his, or that where he was.
Or that he had a battery in the first place. Yeah. Which, and again, I mean, Ukyo is being very, very interesting in that he is. I mean, he helped Chrome. He didn't, reveal that there was anybody else with Chrome when he captured Chrome.
Yeah, no.
Which is a big detail to leave out. One person, you can write off as a dumb scouting expedition. Two or more people, and it suddenly becomes a lot more serious.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. And Ukyo very clearly has his own reasons for doing this.
Can't wait to get to them.
Oh, it'll be fun. You've read the manga, this.
I have, but I only read this bit once, and I'm struggling to remember it. So
that's fair. It's been a while.
I mean, it's good because it means I'm getting this completely fresh and like, I'm getting it. I'm getting the I don't know where it's going feeling, but once it does actually happen, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this part. This was great. So in a way, I'm getting the best of both worlds. So
we also need to touch on the introduction of one of the other best characters besides Ukyo, Nikki. I freaking love Nikki. She's so great.
Nikki is very good. Just the fucking scene. Actually, was that episode 3?
I don't remember which episode. I don't remember.
Yeah. Either way, Nikki is great, and her scene with where Gen and Senku are trying to imitate Lillian was fucking great.
It really was.
But we've left out a very key character we haven't mentioned yet.
Oh?
Steam Gorilla!
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, poor Kaseki.
Poor Kaseki. We're gonna destroy it.
He loves all his creations and they keep getting destroyed.
It doesn't help that Senku is very careless with them.
Oh, Senku doesn't give a shit. He knows that you can just build another one. But to Kaseki is just like fucking masterpiece after masterpiece that he never thought he'd ever be able to make, and they keep getting destroyed.
Like
yeah, I mean it's it reminds me of last season when they needed the shield, Kohaku's shield, and like Her dad was like, I'm not sure whether she'd want to give it up. It's a precious gift from her father, and fucking Kohaku's already turning into the gear that's needed.
Kohaku is also really great.
Kohaku
I
is
do
great.
love. She hasn't been used a lot this season, but whenever she has been, it's been funny and awesome.
Yeah.
No, Kaseki is basically like the doting grandfather who makes toys for his grandchild who keeps destroying them.
But he also has a tendency to power up and lose his clothes.
Yeah, that's a fun part too.
I just love that every time it happens.
It's fun.
I still
The show as a whole is just really good.
Yeah, I still think my favorite one of those was last season when he did it and dragged Gen away, and Gen was like, "Oh my god, he's buff. Save me." But yeah, I mean this show is great. I wish there was more than five episodes left, because this is just a fantastic show all round.
Yeah, it really it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
And you should 1 billion watch it.
Speaking of brilliant shows, though, up next, it's the anime of the season. It's X-Arm.
Anime of the year, maybe even.
Oh god, this is so bad. This is so horrendously bad. I chose this picture because the fucking protag. Well, first, like, the background is horrific. Like, it's not even the same definition as the model, for God's sake. And then there's the fact that you might not be able to see. In fact, I'm gonna just increase the size of the picture a little bit. His fucking hands, I'm not sure if they actually are, but his hands look 2D when the rest of his body is 3D.
What the fuck?
Like, what the genuine fuck? But that's not all. I have more for you, good folks.
More. Oh no.
I'm not sure if the sound is coming through for anyone else. It's not coming through for me. But if it's not, fucking Scooby-Doo sound effects.
How did he come to a complete stop?
I don't know!
And she didn't even move.
I don't know, okay? That's my answer to that.
That entire so fucking weird.
Then we've got, keep an eye on the crossroads and the bottom hand guy, because they didn't layer that properly. I'm gonna see if I can pause that at just the right moment. No, I don't think I can. Anyway, they layered it badly so that the bottom person was in fact behind the top person, and it's just yeah. Not to mention the fucking quality of that picture is god awful. And then finally,
is this the truck one?
No, this is not the truck one. I did not include the truck one. This is just another example of their terrible transitions. How the fuck did that happen? I don't know.
Where's the in-between stuff?
I don't know. Anyway, I've got a whole new list of sins that is even longer than the first one. So in episode, what was it? 4, I think.
Let me get the pop. Let me get my popcorn.
Yeah.
Proceed.
So in episode 4, the robot being controlled by the maid punched with its left hand, and then after a camera change, the right hand was extended. It uses fire effects that are so bad that even mid-2000s Abridged series had better fire effects. And I'm talking Abridged series that were made before Kaizen Echo raised the editing bar. Cry for Help Boy got a new robot body, but his visor started glitching. The robot, being controlled by the maid, fired two missiles, and then a couple of camera changes later, there were three, with no signs of a third one being fired. Cry for Help Boy's mech floated on the ground. Just in general, this show has no idea how shadows work. It gave a shadow to a plaster on somebody's face, which
The fuck?
clearly shows that the plaster was not actually, part of the model. It was just a, picture of a plaster that they stuck onto the model.
It gets more and more hilarious the more I hear.
Android Girl's hands phased through each other. She also didn't touch the chair as she pulled it out. Fucking hair colors keep changing. Fucking sunglasses and beard dude has had like 3 different hair colors, and it keeps fucking changing. He's had red hair, he's had brown hair, and he's had black hair, and it just keeps changing between the 3. The action now has horrific after images, which just looks even worse than before. What else? As I said, Scooby-Doo sound effects. They had a scene of Cry for Help Boy running with toast in his mouth, except clearly, again, the toast wasn't integrated with the model. It was clearly just a model of a piece of toast just stuck into the face of Cry for Help Boy's model, so it looked terrible.
Oh. I love that you're calling him a Cry for Help Boy.
Because just like every time I see him, his expression is, "Oh my God, help me, please! Get me out of this!" And because they don't know how to animate expressions, that's the only expression he has. Walk cycles are terrible. Like, they move faster than their walk cycles should be moving. There was, during a fight, a kick sound effect was late. Smiley Girl won't stop smiling regardless of what's going on. At one point she was crying while smiling. And it was a sad crying, not a happy crying. Shaky cam during action that rivals fucking Zack Schneider at his worst.
Wait, Zack Snyder has the best?
I mean, depends on what you call best. A new character's hair clipped through his fucking ear. Some models just don't have an inside of their mouth. They just have a void. There is a scene where a 3D model picks up a 2D model by the neck, and they are so clearly not fucking touching. The camera just keeps fucking moving during the action, so that I started getting motion sick during the most recent episode. But based on the preview for the next episode, they're going to change a 2D character into a 3D character, which is going to be all kinds of fucking why. As we saw in one of the clips, they can't animate a slap. Jack mentioned a truck. They refused to animate a truck. They just made it as if this camera was stuck on the front of the truck because they didn't want to animate it, which looked terrible. And they don't know how to transition at all. They also decided to send the main group undercover into a casino, which was doomed to failure because they have one extra dimension on most of the crowd. And that's the least of their issues. There was a scene in the most recent episode where they had a bunch of fucking androids hold off some gangsters, and literally, they weren't even fucking moving. They were just sort of holding them in a hug. And it was so clearly terrible. They so clearly could have gotten out of it if they at all tried. my reaction to this show is can be summed up in two Simpsons gifs. First, the one of Homer pouring bleach into his eyes. The second one is Moe after discovering that Homer had in fact won the poker game that they were playing, where he literally starts choking on his own rage. Like I cannot overstate how fucking bad this show is. Either the people who worked on this have never seen anything animated in their entire life, or they are blind, because they cannot have seen this and have thought, if they have the gift of sight and they saw this and went, yeah, we did a good job here, then they need to be chucked in some sort of facility, because clearly there is something wrong. Like,
I mean, I do need to say this. If they are blind, they definitely haven't seen any animation in their lives.
I don't know, man. I just don't understand how this got made. I don't understand how this got approved. Who the fuck approved this? This is on TV in Japan. This is on TV in Japan. So not only did it have to get past the studio approval, they had to fucking, like, get approval from the TV studio. Who the fuck approved this?
I assume drugs were involved. And or lots of alcohol.
It's just... Honestly, I can't even rank it anymore. Because, like...
Because it's just too much of a masterpiece?
In sheer competency terms, it is dead last. There is no show I think I have ever watched that is worse than this. Let alone in this season. But I also cannot
overstate. I have actually watched worse than X-Arm.
I doubt it, honestly. I don't think there's a show that looks worse than this. But
there are very few.
Yeah, but I also cannot overstate the level of enjoyment I get out of watching this shit show every Sunday. I keep having to pause to just laugh and send messages to the to our seasonal anime chat, because it's just so fucking hilarious, and I just love keeping a log. If nothing else, it lets me it lets me create these lists very easily, because I just have to go through what I said, and I'll usually pick everything up, and it's just it's just so bad, but also enjoyable, because it's the enjoyable kind of bad, not the oh god, I hate this, please make it stop bad.
See, this is why I only watched the first episode specifically to roast it.
Anyway, I want to move on to a good show. Heaven's Design Team.
Oh, that is a good show.
Have you seen the screenshot I picked? There we go. This is one of those no-context images that I just had to pick.
I mean, to be fair, this was a good episode. All the episodes have been really good so far.
Yeah.
I also gotta say one of the highlights was the client from hell actually being an actual fun, good client.
Like that. I mean, this show has not put a foot wrong in my... Well, no, it's put one foot wrong in changing the characters' names, but otherwise it's been great.
Yeah. They didn't actually change their names, they just changed the subtitles to fit the English.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant, and it's stupid.
It's stupid, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense that they want to match up the localizations.
I wouldn't have minded if they'd done it from the start, but it's the fact that they did it after like 2 episodes, when I'd gotten used to the characters' names, and suddenly I'm having these chucked at me, and I'm just like, I don't even remember who they are anymore.
At least some of them are really easy to remember. Like, Pluto is the small one, and Saturn is the old one. And Mercury is the Glasses, the gremlin with glasses.
I mean, at this point, I'm just in my head. I'm just going by character traits and what animal they're known for. So, glasses dude on the
Mercury
right.
Snake Dude.
Glasses dude on the right is Snake Dude. Small girl is obviously Horror Kawaii.
Author of all things creepy.
Horror Kawaii, yes. Uh, I do actually remember his Japanese name. I think it's Unabora, which I'm making sure to remember because I do love him.
He is great. I do love him, and his love of all that is soft and fluffy.
Old dude is obviously Horse Dude.
Yeah.
We've got Foodie Guy and Engineer San.
Yes. Oh, and don't forget the lovely Venus. She's great. I love her.
What was her Japanese name? Was it Kanamori? Kanamori.
Kanamori.
Remember
really
that
great.
because of Aizoken. So.
Yeah, she's really good.
She is.
And she's the one who designed birds.
I mean, they're all good. They're all good. I mean, the fucking.
Oh, I gotta talk about my favorite segment of the past few episodes.
Go ahead.
Because it involves the big guy who loves fluffy things gushing over sea otters.
Oh, that was so fucking great. That was such a nice segment.
It was so beautiful. I loved it so much. It was so wonderful.
For the space of that one segment, fucking Yuru Camp got replaced for best comf.
Yes. Honestly, I had a big ass grin plastered on my face for that whole segment because I was just filled with glee.
Same. It was just so wonderful. So fucking adorable. I also love Unabara because he created the fucking T-posing anteater.
Yeah, that was great. I also love how he had a hand in making the fucking koala. Which is a lot more metal than it would be.
I mean, a lot of these animals are a lot more metal than we initially assumed.
Like the fucking owl.
To be fair, like as soon as I figured out that it wasn't going to be bat, I did figure it was going to be an owl.
Oh no, I figured out it was an owl the moment they added wings to it. Like, oh yeah, that's an owl.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was really good. Like, this show is overall just very, very good.
Yeah.
And part of the fun is trying to guess what they're making before they make it, because based off of the traits that get described. Yeah. Usually you're going to be wrong, but sometimes you get it right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always fun when that happens.
Oh, I just want to ask. From the segment that the screenshots from, at the end, like Shimura and Unabara are like watching but not actually there. Is that God? That feels like a shot? That feels like a shot at God. But I'm not entirely sure if it is, but I laughed. I thought it was funny. But yeah, I mean, there was also the beach resort episode, which was great.
Yeah, that was also really fun. I do love that they just showed, I think Jupiter, the foodie dude, just getting sucked into a Sharknado, quite literally.
They fucking did a Sharknado, and it's just fucking great.
This show is so fucking wild, but I love it so much.
And I just love the fucking voice actor for God. It's just perfect.
Oh yeah. He doesn't get a lot of lines, but whenever he does speak for more than just one, it's funny as hell.
I mean, that fucking accepted is just consistently on point.
Yeah.
Especially with fucking Shimada yelling, "God has spoken!"
Yep.
My
one tiny gripe with the show is that I wish there was a bit more of Ueda in it. And that's just because I love seeing her whenever she's on screen, because she's always really a nice contrast to Shimoda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's,
no, that's like a very small complaint. It's a very
yeah.
good show.
This has dropped down to fourth in my rankings, thanks to another show later down the list that I will definitely get to. But it's through no fault of this show. This show has been consistently excellent.
Yeah, no, it's been consistently extremely good.
I mean, my only like, and it's not even a gripe. It's just something that I use to separate great shows from good shows. Is that it just doesn't have any depth, which is absolutely fine. It doesn't need depth. It's still enjoyable as hell.
Hmm.
But that's for me. That's what's keeping it from the upper echelon.
Yeah, no, it's still a good show and still like near the top of our recommendation. We
Mm,
we both have it in our top five for good reason.
yeah. Also, Unabara is a beefcake.
Oh yeah, no, he I do love that Unabara is probably the one who gets the most fan service centered around him, and even that's just mild stuff.
Yeah. No, I was quite happy getting multiple bath scenes with him.
He's great, and he is simultaneously a beefcake and a cinnamon roll, so he's
Yeah.
tasty whether you like it sweet or savory.
Yeah. No, I love him. But we should move on
Moving on
to
to a less good show.
yeah. Speaking of lack of depth,
Yeah,
off you go, dude.
this is
I didn't
just
bother.
understandable because this is trash, and it's not like it's not anywhere near top tier trash. It's just like average trash. It's near the bottom of my list, and I'm somehow still watching it for reasons I don't really understand. Oh wait, no, I understand the reasons. I just don't want to admit them. But yeah, no, it's Hidden Dungeon is just what's the word? It's comfortably mediocre. There are a couple scenes that actually hint at actual character depth. Like I think episode 6 had the main character basically bonding with a lion, a talking lion with a tulip on its head for some inexplicable reason, who had lost his friend in Labyrinth,
Yeah.
and actual episode focused on a friendship between two male characters a not in a harem show is an actual rarity. So it was nice to actually have something like that for once,
That's
and
fair.
it be done reasonably well.
In terms of its mediocrity, on a scale of 1 to Sacred Beasts, how bad is it?
How bad or how good?
I mean, how average is it? I mean, with obviously Sacred
Um,
Beasts being the most average.
yeah, Sacred Beast is kind of the platonic ideal of an average anime,
It's so middle of
but
the road, it hurts.
I would say this is probably like a 7, maybe a 6,
Hmm.
depending on how generous you're feeling.
Yeah.
Like it is quite the animation is very subpar for the most part, with a handful of exceptions,
Yeah.
which makes sense because this is not really anyone's idea of a high budget show.
Can we move on to something good?
Yes, please.
Horimiya. Fucking hell, this most recent episode from today. Those two
Uh,
fucked.
yeah, no, they banged.
And fucking Hori
And
is kinky as shit.
she certainly left her mark.
I mean, I'm just wondering what position they were in that she was able to get that angle.
I mean, she might have just done it afterwards,
Fair.
or she might have just pegged him. Who knows?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't bet against it.
I wouldn't bet against it either. Like the type who does that.
Miyamura does seem like a sub. Let's be real.
Oh, he absolutely is.
And
But beyond that, the big thing that dropped this weekend, we should talk about the other stuff because this is such a good show and it deserves a lengthy discussion.
oh, absolutely. I mean, we can start with episode 5 in that where holy shit, the main couple actually got together.
Yeah, that's new. That's a rarity for a romance. The main couple getting together before the end of the series. shock.
Adachi and
Horror.
Shimamura, this is what you should have done.
I mean, Adachi and Shimamura also had the issue of being one clueless idiot and one incoherent lesbian disaster trying to communicate with her. So
I don't care. That's
Yeah,
12 episodes
yeah,
of
that's
anime
fair,
I'm never getting back.
I don't think it's fair to compare Adachi to Horimiya though, because Horimiya is just in a class of its own
Oh, it really
compared
is.
to like 95% of romance anime.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if nothing
You
else,
really
it has the fucking main couple actually communicate, which is so
That is wonderful to see.
so unfortunately rare in a romance show.
Love to see it when it happens.
Yeah. I mean, episode
Like,
5 was a little rough in that Hori did go over the top with her reaction to Miyamura being with another girl, but it got sorted quickly enough.
yeah. And she also understood that she was in the wrong there.
Yeah. But it also introduced a new character, Hori's dad.
Oh yeah, Hori's dad is fun.
I'm still not entirely sure how to feel about him. He's fun, but in a why are you
He's a
here kind
gleeful
of way.
asshole still.
Yeah,
He's a shit stirrer. He's very much a shit stirrer.
like clearly Hori is uncomfortable with him being there.
Yeah, but he's not done anything outright bad, and I don't get the impression that he ever has.
Mm.
I feel like it's more than just like his general demeanor and attitude puts her off quite a bit.
I would say it's probably also that he's not necessarily around a lot by the
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
by the feel of things.
I do love that the family had effectively replaced him with Miyamura.
With
for
Miyamura,
a
that was fucking great.
good
To be
while.
fair, that was actually pretty great. Just like Miyamura gets proper china and proper chopsticks as part of a set, and just like Hori's dad is like, "Why did I get disposable chopsticks? Where's my set? Oh, I'm sorry, we only have 4." But what? It's just
It is fun seeing Hori just be utterly savage to her dad, though.
yeah,
And he does wind up being part of the instigation for them getting together.
yeah,
Formally,
which
so
is fair.
that's nice.
Yeah, I'll give him props for that. He did force Hori into admitting it.
It was just that was such a great scene. It's like 90% of romance anime, the girl would just straight up deny it. It's like, oh, of course not, baka.
Yeah.
Or instead, she's like, yeah, he's my boyfriend. What about it?
Episode 6.
Also, I got. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I mean, episode 6 was a really interesting one in that Miyamura got to be the jealous one, which was unexpected. Like,
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
like,
Mura being uncharacteristically jealous and angry was very entertaining to watch.
I think it's just nice that because this is not a particularly new series. The manga is fairly old, and this is I'm fairly sure this is set in.
Webcomic is from the late 2000s.
Yeah.
And official manga started in, I think, 2011.
Yeah, and so even if it's clear it's not going to happen, having a lesbian love interest is quite nice.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that it's very clearly unreciprocated, but at the same time, it's nice that she's.
It's nice that there's
It's
nice that there's just a lesbian character in general.
It is.
Which
Even if she is slightly annoying, it's nice that she is a humanized character who has very clear reasons for her behavior.
Yeah.
Rather than being a stereotypical, ooh, grabby sex pest.
Yeah.
That so many lesbian characters in the early 2000s were.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hate some of those old anime.
Mm-hmm. Miyamura cut his hair.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Seeing all the classes' reaction to that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Just like everyone just goes dead silent, and Hori is the last one to notice, and she's like, Wait, what? What?
Oh God. Uh,
These two are just a great couple.
yeah. And then we get to episode 7, which is starting to increase the amount of screen time for Sakura and
Pretty fast.
Toru, which was really
It
nice.
looks like we're gonna have a bit of a love triangle going on in the supporting cast.
Love corner.
Tomato, tomato.
Because unless Yuki is interested in Sakura or vice versa, it's not a triangle.
It's common parlance, dude. Just let it slide.
Anyway,
But yeah,
Toru continues to be best boy.
Toru is great. Like, as someone in our on Discord said, you would have expected Toru to be like the classic jackass popular guy from like first impressions, but no, he's just a sweet dude who cares about his friends.
I mean, just from his initial storyline, in that he had a crush on Hori. Like most romance series would use him as basically the villain of the piece and trying to break Miyamura and Hori up. No, Toru's fully on fucking board with with that relationship.
Yeah, he actually gets mad at Miyamura for not copping to the fact that the two are interested in each other earlier.
Yeah. It is a shame though that now that Miyamura and Hori are dating, all the rumors about Miyamura and Toru dating will go away.
Yeah, that is a shame because that was funny.
That was consistently funny because they just kept fucking hanging out, and you could see just people watching, just going, and you didn't have to hear what they were saying. You can imagine what they were saying. And it's just fucking great.
Because the two have really great chemistry with each other.
They do.
Honestly, Toru in general just has really great chemistry with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he has two love interests, and he gets teased with both Miyamura and Hori on top of that.
Yeah.
It's just really great. Also, I love Miyamura and his relationship with his old best friend from middle school.
Oh, that is pretty fucking great. That is great.
Can we also talk about how Hori and Miyamura's first kiss is just so casual?
Mm-hmm.
Almost blink and you miss it
Yeah.
when it first happens.
I like Hori is shocked because she didn't imagine that Miyamura would be the one to take the lead in that way.
Yeah, no. She's used to being a top.
She just fucking sat there, just like, he stole my candy.
Yeah, she had candy at the time, and he kissed her and took the candy when he did,
And
which
Shindo,
is just
yeah,
very impressive. That's
yeah.
impressive.
And meanwhile, Shindo missed all of it, just like, oh, have you not got a candy anymore? Here, I'll get you another one. It's just,
Also, all those gross candy flavors are hilarious.
yeah. Wasn't one of them fucking clay?
Yeah, it was the one that Hori was eating when Miyamura kissed her.
Like, why would you make a clay flavored candy?
I don't fucking know. There's popcorn flavored jelly beans, and those are also fucking awful. But yeah, no, this show is really fucking good,
Mm-hmm.
and I have no idea where the hell it's gonna go next. It's apparently moving at a fairly fast pace,
Mm.
but at the same time, like, I don't see it being rushed at all. It feels like it's
No,
just
it does.
moving at a
It
quick
does. It
clip.
does feel natural. What's happening?
That feels natural. It feels like a little bit of a quick clip, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's rushing anything either.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
This show is good shit.
yeah. I mean, I
So
like
good.
I like its style because basically does it in little segments, like little
Yeah.
story segments. Um,
It's almost like vignettes. Really.
yeah, and it's just really nicely done. They also changed the OP to once Miyamura got his hair cut.
Oh fuck! I didn't notice that.
Yeah. in a spark of hopefully good fortune for this show staying lighthearted, they removed the scene of Miyamura throwing, I think it was sunflowers, certainly some type of flower, uh, which slightly worrying. So I'm glad it's gone. I'm hoping it's not actually going to happen. I don't want them to be sad. I want them to be happy. Damn it.
These two deserve to be happy.
Yeah.
Like I love all these idiots so much.
Yeah.
Also, like, Hori and Miyamura are on track to be the best couple of this year already.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care what else comes out in terms of romance anime this year. It's gonna be really hard to top them. They've set a really high bar.
Kaguya season 3 is apparently coming out this year.
Oh, that's gonna be a bloodbath. Trying to determine which one's better. God.
That said, Kaguya is not. Kaguya and Shirogane is not all invincible, as we saw last night.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Nasa and Tsukasa for the win, bitches! I was so happy about that.
Yeah, was also a very good romance anime. We've just been very well fed with good romance anime.
Anyway, we should move on to something that's not quite as good.
I mean, there are very few shows that are as good.
This isn't anywhere close, though, by what I've heard.
Oh, Hortensia Saga? Yeah, nah.
Hortensia Saga.
I think I'm probably gonna drop this one because it has committed the cardinal sin of all anime. It has bored me.
Like you are thoroughly ungripped.
Yes, I am not amused. I'm just like, the show, it seems like it's been spinning its wheels for the past couple weeks with minor plot moving forward, and I didn't even watch the most recent episode, and I don't think I will. I'm just so thoroughly bored by the show.
Yeah.
As much as I gripe on about the other shows that are lower down on my list, this show is the only one that has consistently left me completely distracted from what's going on.
Yeah.
By, like outside stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a damn shame because this is like not an original, but it's a full pure fantasy anime that isn't an isekai, and it has an intriguing base concept, but it's also trying to tell a fantasy epic within 12 episodes, which is really fucking hard to do with that runtime. And it is pacing itself out like it has 2 or 3 cores to tell its story when it does not.
Yeah.
So from what I can tell, it's very much looking like it's going to either have a rushed conclusion or a sequel bait, and neither of those really appeal to me.
I mean, what was Hortensia's original source material?
I believe it was a video game. Let me double check.
Yeah, I'm just getting that up.
It was indeed based off the game.
Then it might just be a play the game ending.
Oh god, I already suffered from that last year. I don't want to do that again. Christ.
I mean, hey, you watched
I'm
it.
dropping Hortensia Saga.
Yeah.
I'm dropping Hortensia Saga.
I don't blame
Honestly,
you. I really don't.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. But yeah, moving on to another fairly mediocre show, iDolly Pride.
That's a shame. It was doing quite well with you in the 3-episode check-in.
Oh, I'm not saying it's bad. I enjoy it well enough. It's an interesting show, and I do like some of the interesting twists that have been pulled off on it. Namely, like, oh, it looks like they're building up to a classic large idol group, and then there's like, oh, we have a cast of 10. Let's split them into two different 5-girl idol groups instead. That's an interesting twist. You expect from the OP that they're going to be one big idol group. But the show has been getting by on having some minor twists and turns like that, as well
Yeah.
as having some endearing characters.
Hmm.
It's a shame that Ghost Idol hasn't factored into the story more, because she has factored in a couple times here and there, but I wish she was more prominent because she's still the best character in the show.
Yeah.
He's fucking dead.
Does sort of curtail her effect on the plot.
Yeah, there's literally only two characters who can see her, and unfortunately, neither of them is her sister.
Mm.
But yeah, this show is fine, I guess. It's definitely the best of the Idol shows that are out this season.
Yeah. I mean,
Not that it's a high bar.
I was gonna say it's not the highest of bars, is it?
Nope, it is not.
Do we want to get
No.
onto a properly high bar?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Anime of the year
Jujutsu
2020,
Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Ah, yes, it won.
I
This
mean,
entire arc is just one of my favorite arcs in the series.
it
I
is
have to
such
say.
a good fucking arc.
And we say this as manga readers.
Yeah. So,
Like-
the episodes that we are covering 17, 18, and 19. The first one, fucking Nobara, man.
Nobara is fucking great. Maki is fucking brilliant. I love both of them, and I love all three battles that they were involved in.
Yeah.
It was just so fucking good, and there was so much Sakuga
Hmm.
involved in that entire episode. It was just.
I mean, there's been
glorious.
Sakuga in all of the fucking episodes. Let's
I know,
not beat
but,
around
like-
the bush here.
Seeing the Sakuga of Maki catching a fucking bullet with her bare hand
Hmm.
was just. Or Nobara blowing up a forest with a bunch of nails.
Yeah. I do feel bad for Miwa. She is clearly.
Miwa's out of her depth against Maki.
I know it's all because of Mai as well. Like,
Yeah, Mai was very, very wrong in her assessment of Maki. She's like, oh yeah, Maki doesn't have any curse powers. You'll be fine against her.
she's a grade 4.
to-
It'll be fine. Cut to Maki beating the fucking shit out of her.
No. Miwa even mentally calls Mai out for being a liar.
Yeah.
God, such a great scene.
Poor Miwa the useless.
I as much as I laughed at it, I also felt really bad for her when she responded to her phone with, "Yes, useless Miwa here."
Yeah. Well, I really like Miwa. I'm like.
Miwa is a star who does not deserve to have her awful teammates.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I mean, fucking fucking Maki even says that. Like, when hearing about like Miwa's actually good motivations, Maki's like, "Are you getting along well with Mai? Like, are you okay? Do you need
Yeah.
help?
Yeah,
You are far
It's
too
great.
nice a person."
and of course there's also Maki just stealing Miwa's sword,
Yeah.
and Miwa just lamely saying, give it back." Oh god, that poor girl.
I mean-
And then of course there's Nobara beating the shit out of Momo with a fucking rubber hammer.
Squeaky hammer, which is fucking great.
And she would have straight up knocked out Momo too if Mai hadn't shot her.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And just fucking Nobara in general in that episode, like saying
Not putting up with Momo's bullshit
yeah,
for a second.
fuck your bullshit. I like myself when I'm pretty. I like myself when I'm kicking the shit out of somebody. I'm Nobara
have
fucking
both.
Kugisaki. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was just an entire great scene.
Yeah.
And then moving on to oh no, we also got to talk about the feud of the twins, because that whole clash was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I hesitate to call it a proper battle because it's mostly just Mai trying to shoot Maki and
Mm.
missing
I mean, it's
because Maki is drunk.
yeah. I mean, it's good backstory for the two of them. If it was trying
Yeah.
to get me to feel bad for Mai, it failed.
No, the most recent chapter of the manga did that a lot better for me.
Yeah.
But that is spoiler territory.
Mm-hmm. So episode 18, probably the weakest fight we've seen so far, but that's not really saying much given the quality of the ones we've seen.
I mean, it doesn't help that
It gets
Kamo
cut
is
short.
probably the most generic out of all the antagonist backstories.
Yeah, I did
that was
enjoy.
done.
I did enjoy Kamo going, "Me and you, we're alike," and Megumi going, "No, we're fucking not."
Yeah, no, Megumi's an actual decent person, and
The fuck are you
Kamo's
talking
just like
about?
Kamo's just like a bit of a shit,
Yeah,
so to speak. Him fighting his entire fight against Megumi is pretty fun though,
it is.
especially once he starts using those summons in force.
Yeah,
And of course, that fight gets interrupted by a certain tree person.
Hanami.
Hanami.
I mean, Hanami has the best motivation for all the cursed spirits.
Oh yeah, no. Hanami is basically like Gaia's vengeance made manifest.
Like
What,
in
which
that
would
sense,
explain
I
why
do.
they used a female voice actor for Hanami.
Yeah. Uh, we get to see Inumaki in action, and he's oh, he also pets the good boy because
Oh yes,
Megumi's dog is a good boy,
yes, it is.
a very very good
The
boy.
goodest of boys. The goodest of boys.
We also learn that the cursed spirits have put up a anti Gojo barrier.
Oh yeah, and it's specifically made to keep Gojo and only Gojo out.
But it allows the fucking principal of the Kyoto School to come in and just start fucking rocking out.
Uh-huh. That was great.
Yeah. And then episode 18, where we get more of. Well, we get an awesome double team with Megumi and Maki. Uh, but very importantly,
Yeah, that was great.
we get so much fucking English from the bromance between Yuji and Todo.
That their dynamic is so fucking great. I love the banter they have with each other.
It's
I also
just
just love Toto just soft for Yuji.
yeah. I mean this. I mean
Toto is also such a boss, though.
yeah. I mean this show is just so excellent. Like the only reason I didn't give it Anime of the Year last year is because I knew it would have another chance this year, and it's. I would be surprised, let's just say, if there was anything that managed to beat it this year
Mm-hmm.
for my Anime of the Year.
It is easily in my top 3 this year so far.
It's,
Easily.
it's my top show.
But
It just is.
it's probably like it's really hard for me to decide between this and one later down the list. It's really hard. I really love this show.
I'm assuming ReZero.
Actually, no. ReZero is basically fighting for second with this one.
Okay. But
Like I said, 3 shows vying for first, basically,
Yeah.
and they're all really close.
I mean, the other thing I want to mention is the soundtrack in this show is so fucking good.
Yeah, this one has a really great OST.
And it was a fucking travesty that it wasn't nominated for Best Score.
Yeah. Well, it has another chance this year.
It better this year. I will be so frustrated if it doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're about to see Toto's curse technique in action.
Oh yes. So, Mel, do you like to boogie?
I like to woogie.
I love that his technique gives away absolutely nothing about how it actually works.
Yeah. But yeah, just watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Like it is honestly, like I think it deserves the hype Demon Slayer is currently getting more than Demon Slayer does.
Apparently, Jujutsu is actually outselling Demon Slayer at its current point of the manga. Not
Well,
the manga, anime.
yeah. I mean, the thing with Demon Slayer is it took a massive fucking upswing after the anime was finished. So we will
I
see
imagine
if
the same thing is going to happen here.
we'll see. I really hope so because Jujutsu Kaisen is so incredibly good.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I have no idea where the fuck it's gonna end.
Neither do I, which is good. I appreciate that it keeps you guessing.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to another very good show this season. Kemono Jihen.
Well, Jihen's also very good.
I love Kabane. That fucking idiot.
Kabane is really great. I do love his relationship with Cone too.
Yeah.
They're so cute and wholesome together.
Just when he first saw Cone and was just like, oh, ducked under the seat of the fucking bench, came up with this fucking unzipped all the way up again, like she hasn't already seen his head still on his shoulders.
I love this idiot.
I really do. He's oh god. I mean, out of the 3 episodes we've got to cover, each of the three main characters gets a focus. So episode 4 is Akira's.
Mm-hmm. Episode 5 is Shiki, and episode 6 is Kabane.
Yeah. So episode 4 revealed that Akira is part Yuki-onna.
Mm-hmm. I think the term they use is Yuki Otoko,
Very
which is
possibly.
basically like the masculine version
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Yuki Onna.
Yeah. Uh, but also
That
that
literally just means snow boy.
yeah, but also that Akira has a slightly overbearing older brother.
Yeah, we are probably going to see more of him later.
Oh, I would be shocked if we didn't.
Yeah.
Especially considering who's he voiced by. I'm fairly sure he's voiced by somebody good. Let's go on,
Probably.
That's it. It's Kaito Ishikawa, which makes it even. That's right. The fact that the two fucking Ice Boy brothers are voiced by Ayumi Murase and Kaito Ishikawa, aka the VAs for Hinata and Kageyama from Haikyuu, tickled me.
Oh, that's perfect.
It very much tickled me. We also got fucking introduced to Daisuke Ono's character in episode 5.
Oh yeah, Jotaro playing a twinkish vampire dude is not what I expected.
Mm-hmm. And he is most definitely a twink.
Oh, he definitely looks like a twink.
Uh,
But he is also kind of a bastard.
oh yeah. I mean, he's definitely definitely neutral, possibly even neutral.
Neutral
evil.
line to F best.
Yeah. Because he's just like, to be fair, he's been alive for what, like 1,000 or more years and is bored. So
For several.
like it's quite an interesting take on like a at the very least an ancient character, if not an immortal character, in that, you know, by this point in time, by this point in his lifespan, he has done pretty much everything there is to do, and now he's bored.
Yeah, so now he's just passing time playing video games and hacking.
And, you know, messing with people.
Oh yeah, he really loves to do that.
And Shiki provided a prime target.
Oh yeah.
I mean, clearly there is a whole lot of trauma in that backstory that we don't know the particulars about yet.
No, I don't have time to unpack everything there. But we don't have time to unpack all of that. But
I mean, the show didn't unpack all of it, so we can only all we've got to go on is something incredibly traumatic happened to Shiki, and he is now very afraid.
yeah,
In fairness,
no,
in fairness, I would have been afraid of.
We'll get him back his backstory.
Yeah, in fairness, I would have been afraid of those mosquito ladies as well.
Oh yeah, no, those are fucking horrifying. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
The
Carbonate.
author's really on the good shit to come up with some of those horror designs.
Yeah, I mean, Carbonate beat the shit out of one of them. Shiki did eventually manage to beat another one, but
And then their boss just drained him dry.
yeah, and it took Carbonate to go Super Kimono to win, which was interestingly done.
Yeah, that was fun.
This after a fight where Carbonate fucking bloodied Kone's nose, and then promised to come back to see her and completely forgot. Which, to be fair to him, he admits outright.
He's at least forthright about it.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better than most anime protags are usually.
No, I'm just enjoying the show. It's entirely in my wheelhouse, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, like I said, very good stuff. And also, like, Kabane is such a sweetheart, and Kone is an adorable dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
And I love them both.
Yeah.
They have such great banter, even though both are such idiots.
Yeah.
They really do need an adult though to just like keep them from doing anything that would wind up getting them both killed.
Mm-hmm. Not that Nobimaru seems to be of much use.
I mean, he also does not look like an adult, so.
Yeah, I mean, he did try, to be fair to him, but
yeah,
he definitely failed. Mostly because Carbonate is, let's just say he's not the brightest bulb in the room.
To be fair, none of the three main boys are particularly bright.
Yeah. But Nobimaru, voiced by the Seiyu for Zenitsu.
No shit.
And the Seiyu for Darby.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's...
Those fire powers really suit him then.
Yeah.
Also, the way he uses his fire powers is really neat.
Yeah, it's a really
like
cool application.
Of light that explode.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be shocked if that's all he can do. I'm sure he's hiding something.
I mean, who isn't hiding something in this series? Besides Kon and Kabane, who don't know how to hide shit.
I mean, in fairness, I don't think Akira and Shiki are really hiding anything. It's more...
they're probably not intentionally hiding anything.
Mm.
But they definitely have some really dark backstories. I know it.
Absolutely. I mean, as said...
Just the fact that Akira's brother isn't around anymore speaks to the idea that something horrible happens.
I think he's still around, but at the same time, as I said...
I think he's still alive. I just don't think he's present at the moment.
Oh, absolutely not. But as I said, I don't think that relationship was an entirely healthy one.
No, very codependent.
But
very, very.
In that sense, I'm looking forward to the good boys giving Akira better relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it. I mean, again, I'm just looking forward to where this goes from here. It's been a really fun time.
Mm-hmm.
It's always nice to hear Natsuki Hanai just fucking losing it.
It's great. Akira just freaking the fuck out with all the time is funny as
Oh
hell.
yeah, like it's a 50-50 chance that when the camera cuts back to Akira, he will be passed out.
Yeah. Understandably so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to be fair, again, those fucking mosquito ladies were fucking disturbing.
Yeah,
That,
no. This show is very good at Nightmare.
yeah. Anyway,
Moving on
yeah.
to one of the best isekai series to ever be made. Not that it's a high bar, but it's actually a really good series.
Mm-hmm.
Log Horizon, Season 3.
Yep.
Where we are now on Krusty's Bizarre Adventure. Krusty's the dude with the axe, by the way.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So they've wrapped up the election arc that was going on for most of the first half of this season, and are now basically showing what Krusty's been up to while he's been after he got teleported over to China, basically.
Yeah.
So that's been fun, and they've also delved a lot into the lore and shit. That's both relevant to the overall setting and the setting of the Chinese server specifically.
Yeah.
But it's really cool stuff, and it's really fun seeing Krusty back because he's been absent for a large chunk of the second season and most of this season so far.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing him get up to his shenanigans is really nice, even if he doesn't have most of his memories at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny that both of these guys are also fighting with a handicap against each other because the guy on the right can't bring anything he fights down below 25% of its health, and Krusty cannot be healed by any means whatsoever. So every bit of health he loses is stuff he cannot get back until the curse he's under is broken.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting dynamic in that fight. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this arc goes. I think it's going to wrap up in either the next episode or the one after.
Any idea where the rest of the season's gonna head afterwards?
No fucking clue. I could not tell you even if I knew. Because, like, I think they're adapting I think they just finished they're adapting light novels 11, 12, and maybe 13
Yeah.
for this season. And 14 and 15 are still in progress right now. So, yeah, this is probably going to be the last we see of Log Horizon for a hot minute. Because the author is working on wrapping up the series, but this is basically like the penultimate core of the series.
Yeah.
To the best of my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they continue the season and where they ended off.
Yeah.
But it's been good so far, and it was also really fun to see Shiroi just really, really narrowly win the election by using all of his smarts and wits to gain things as much as favor as possible.
Yeah.
I do love how all the Glasses characters are just these the menacing Glasses character is always really fun, especially in this series.
Yeah.
I gotta get you to watch this at some point, Bill. I think you would actually like it a lot.
We'll see.
It's a matter of time.
Probably, yeah. Do you want to move on to another isekai that is nowhere near as good?
Yeah.
Mushoku Tensei.
The one point in Mushoku Tensei's favor over Log Horizon is that does have better visuals. But that's literally the only thing it has going for it over Log Horizon. Because the story and the characters are not nearly as good.
Yeah.
But it is nice seeing Rudy get the shit kicked out of him by the little girl that is currently pursuing him in the picture.
Good. Is he any less of a perv?
No, he is no less of a annoying dick. sometimes you think he's going to get better, but no, he winds up just being a gross pervert once again. Fortunately, this time he actually suffers consequences for it and gets the shit kicked out of him, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
If only there was less of the pervy idiocy going on.
I mean, if
Fortunately, it's not overwhelming, but it every time it comes up, it's like,
yeah,
why?
yeah,
But Rudy is basically being the magic tutor and overall teacher for the girl on the right, and she's not a great student, but at the same time, she's also really strong and a really good fighter.
yeah.
So she's quite the handful, and it is fun to see him struggle with her.
I mean, is he a particularly good teacher?
He is actually a really good teacher. He actually understands that he needs to give her time off to help her relax from the education, and also to try to make things more palatable for her to digest as she learns them.
Yeah.
So he's a decent teacher. He's just kind of a garbage person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But anyways, the show looks good, and the magic is pretty fun. Also, she's not pictured here, but there is a very big, buff, muscular,
I did see
extremely
her.
attractive. Yes, Ghislaine is hot, and she's also badass, and
Yeah.
I like her.
Mm-hmm.
She is part of the reason I am sticking around with the show, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Fair enough, I
It's
suppose.
not often buff, hot chick with some really cool looking scars
Yeah.
in an anime.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of refreshing. Too bad about the rest of the shit.
Mm-hmm. It is very much a shame.
And I was so excited for this when I first heard it was being announced too.
I mean, as soon as,
Oh well,
as soon as,
I am invested enough that I will stick around for the rest of the core, but I don't expect it to be high up in my rankings.
yeah. I mean, as soon as I heard about the Sex Best thing, I was like, nah, gonna give this
You
a
are.
miss.
That is probably for the best, to be honest. And to be fair, his dad is somehow worse than him.
Yeah.
He straight up fucking cheated on his wife with the live-in maid and got her pregnant.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that's not great.
Yeah.
So now Rudy has two younger sisters,
Great.
and they have different mothers.
Oh,
So yeah, no. Yes, we can move on.
Okay,
Please
good.
move on.
Other side picnic.
Good shit. Let's talk about good shit.
Well,
Okay, yeah, I will admit the episode 6 was not the best.
well, I mean the last sort of three are. It just feels like the show is
Hit
very
or
much
miss.
treading water.
Yeah. Well, the last episode dropped a really fun thing.
Which is
The very end of the episode, as a woman hovering in the portal as it closes. I think that's Satsuki.
Hmm. Well,
And
if you know actual progress is made there, then I will be happy because it just feels like this middle of the show has been very much just treading water and going with the same thing. There's just been no real sort of progress made.
in my opinion, it's mostly been focused on just building a relationship between Toriko and Sorao. Just kind of showing how close they've become and how reliant they are on one another.
I suppose. I mean, it's just
if it's just like those few episodes are made for that purpose, then that's fine. And if it starts moving on from here on out, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing that slightly weird to me is they never. Well, first, they never even like thought about maybe trying to find those soldiers again.
Yeah, I think to be fair, they were under the impression that the soldiers were going to try to kill them because of Sorao's eye.
In fairness, that happened right after they caused an attack on the camp.
Yeah, no, it was just a whole clusterfuck of poor communication.
It wasn't poor communication. They were told not to do something and they did it.
Yeah, you're right. They were
That's
just being
entirely on them.
Yeah, nah, you're right. Again, they were dumb and reckless on that front.
And then they decided to have a beach day in the other side. Like, in what? How? Why did they think that was going to go well?
I don't know how they did. It might have something to do with the guns that they have.
I mean, fat lot of good they did them, considering they used all the ammunition firing at logs. I will say,
to be fair, it's really hard to do target practice in the real world in Japan.
I know, but still. A good moment from the most recent episode, though, was when they were running to the umbrella. Sorao looks to her left, sees a bunch of fucking monsters in a window, goes, "Don't look at the beach house," and Toriko is already crying, "I already looked!"
Yeah, that was funny. I do love the dynamic between those two. That is probably the best part of the show. Like, their relationship and dynamic is just really good.
It is a pretty good dynamic. Again, it's just like there just seems to be there's been a little bit of progress on their relationship, but otherwise they're just like there's been no progress in terms of Satsuki. Really, there's been no progress in like figuring out what the fuck the other side is.
I don't know if we'll ever figure out exactly what the other side is.
I mean,
think it's supposed to be pretty unknowable.
I know, but like just little bit of information would be nice rather than just it's just this other world that's sort of there.
That's fair. Very understandable.
I mean, I'm still enjoying Other Side. Like, it's still a fairly decent show. It's just, as I said, it's just felt like it's been treading water, especially with having a beach episode.
Yeah, it has unfortunately dropped out of my top 5, and has been replaced by Tomazaki, surprisingly enough.
I think.
But yeah.
Sorry. I think
the yawning is probably a sign that we move on.
Yeah. I mean, it's more a sign that I've been up for far, far too long on too little sleep, but yeah.
Okay, get to sleep after this, dude.
Oh no, I'm going straight to bed after we finish this. But first, Project Scarred.
Is Kenjiro Tsuda dead yet? I forget.
Kenjiro Tsuda is dead. He died in his first episode.
Oh,
it was quite good.
Bet you were happy with that.
Yeah. So, I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched the most recent episode. I only just managed to watch episode, I believe it was 6 today. And I'm going to be honest, I was nodding off during it, so I'm not 100% sure what happened. I know that fucking emotionless police dude was having some sort of crisis, I guess. In that he really felt really not attracted, but he feels like Yamato is a good guy despite being a criminal in inverted commas, which I mean maybe. I mean Yamato is a fucking lightweight in terms of drinking. Literally, all he needs to get drunk and start rubbing up against Kazuma was the fucking fumes of boiling sake. Which was, to be fair, it was a fun moment in episode 6. It was probably the best moment of episode 6 because it was a lot of fun just seeing Yamato be completely fucking wasted and Kazuma just not knowing what to do. I mean, the big issue with this show is just that it has no idea how to naturally give exposition, and so every bit of exposition is stilted as fuck. The fights are okay. The characters are fairly meh. I don't really care about any of them. But, I'm still vaguely interested in it. If nothing else for the action, which I said is pretty decent. It has its issues because obviously it's made by Gohans, and they never know when to fucking stop.
I mean, it's what are you expecting anything better from Gohans?
I'd like to think at some point that somebody would point out to them, hey, maybe this is a bad idea. But no, people just keep throwing money at them to do the exact same thing, which seems foolish.
Yeah, no, again, it's Gohans. I don't expect anything from that at this point.
I mean, I think it's probably, in sense of being too busy, I think it's better than like Wiz and whatever the fuck the first one was called. I don't even. I didn't watch it. I tried to watch Wiz, but it was a fucking Handshakers. That's it.
One.
I didn't watch Handshakers, so I had no idea what the fuck I was going into with Wiz. But this is basically an original. And yeah, I'm vaguely enjoying myself. It's pretty much at the bottom of my list, but I don't think it's in too much danger of being dropped. Honestly, I just want to get on to our next show, which is going to be contentious. The Promised Neverland.
We are not amused.
I chose this screenshot in particular because it fucking summed up my feelings for what the fuck happened in episodes 5 and 6.
Thanks, I hate it.
5 was okay. 6 genuinely made me angry. Because
the whole off the fucking rails so fucking hard. I am so fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did they do this?
Because it just makes absolutely no fucking sense. It makes no sense now. Because here's the thing.
So for those of you who don't know, Promised Neverland, the anime, decided to skip over roughly 50 to 60 chapters worth of content, excising a couple dozen characters, a few of whom were extremely important, and cutting out one of the most important and one of the most popular arcs in the entire manga. And we have no idea why the fuck they would do that. Other than wanting to rush the ending.
Yeah. I'd also like to point out, the reason why it makes me so angry is because it's honestly ruining Emma's character. Emma in the manga is known for doing, what seems impossible, but she always has a plan. She always has, an alternative to what they think they should do because it's, it's the easiest route and it's the safest route. She always has a plan. Because of the way that they have done this, so in the manga, the phone call from William Minerva happens in a place called Goldie Pond. During that phone call, which the anime skipped over. It was the best arc. I'd hate it, but during that phone call, Minerva mentions the 7 paths and a particular demon. 7 walls. Sorry, 7 walls. And a particular demon's name. He doesn't do that in the anime. And that is
what makes it worse is that they they deliberately skipped the opportunity for Musica to do the same thing when they had her on because she did so in the manga as well. She told Emma to seek out the 7 walls. And so that line.
And the point is that without that, Emma's got no plan to bring to Norman in terms of, what the different, you know,
Alternative to genocide.
the alternative to genocide. And that means she's just seems like an idealistic fool. And Emma is not an idealistic fool. That was the whole point of the finale of season 1. The fact that she
she's
realized
an optimist, but she has plans.
she's a realistic optimist.
Exactly.
But, and so it's just, like, and I don't know how they're gonna do it either. Like, what the fuck is Emma gonna, like, because that was the point. The reason why Norman was willing, in inverted commas, to let Emma and Norman go was because they had a different plan that they could enact. What the fuck is Emma supposed to do now? Like, she's gonna say, "Oh, I don't agree with your genocide plan." Okay, what do you want us to do instead?
Yeah, no, this just makes Emma seem like an overly naive and idealistic dumbass.
Not to mention, just,
And
I mean, the reveal of Norman being alive could have been good if it hadn't have happened. You know, like what, 7 episodes after he supposedly died. Like the big thing about the reveal in the manga is that it was something like, what was it, 100, 150 chapters?
it was, I think, just past. No, it was during Goldie Pond. We actually got the hints that he was alive.
Well, yeah, no, that's the thing. We got hints, but we didn't. You know, I remember realizing that Adam, another really sort of fun character who's been, you know, just fucking expunged, was repeating Norman's number. And I remember thinking, "Oh fuck!" And because Adam is fucking blonde, I was like, "Oh God, please tell me that's not Norman. Please, no. Please tell me that they didn't do that to Norman. Oh God." And like,
but no, it just turns up that Adam was at the same place that Norman was.
Yeah. And but you know, it builds to that reveal of, you know, of Norman actually being alive, whereas here it just basically comes out of nowhere.
And also, they just skip a year out of nowhere. They just time skip ahead a year out of nowhere.
Yeah. And again, it makes Emma seem more incompetent than she did in the manga, because in the manga they were doing fucking fine, they were thriving. Yeah. Admittedly, they were in the shelter, but they were still thriving. In this,
yeah, no,
like,
the shelter getting destroyed doesn't happen until after the time skip in the manga.
Yeah. So I don't know who is responsible for this, what their reasoning is, but it's bad.
Apparently, the author of the original manga okayed this, and I'm like, why? Why would you agree to this?
I don't know.
So fucking dumb. I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate what they've done with this. I love the manga. It's one of my favorites. And they've just butchered it. Look at how they just...
Not to mention, this means we don't get fucking Emma's outfit from Goldie Pond, which is fucking incredible.
More than that, we don't get any of the supporting characters from Goldie Pond, who are all, by and large, really cool characters.
We don't get fucking Yugo.
I wanted Mr. Damn it. I wanted him so bad.
Like, his fucking development is so fucking good.
But no, he's probably gone or dead or whatever.
Yeah, and it gives a really fucking funny scene, because, like, when he's bringing Emma back from Goldie Pond and Emma's injured, and, like, he storms into the shelter, and they see an injured Emma, and they see Yugo carrying her, and they're like, "What the fuck did you do?" And, like, to guard against Yugo just murdering Emma and Ray, like, they set a fucking bomb up, and, like, Yugo just suddenly sees the bomb trigger in, I think it's Gilda's hand, and it's like, looks down at Emma, realizing what the picture is, and like, "No! Please, no!" And it's a great fucking scene. And it's...
They took away so many good scenes just to skip to some dumb bullcrap that's not even as good as it was in the manga.
Yeah. Oh,
God, this makes me so fucking angry.
honestly, I'm considering dropping it. Like I
I'm
was.
already halfway through it. I'm gonna see how the fuck they decide to wrap this shit up.
Well, there's two reasons. Well, one that I am getting very angry about this. I mean, episode 6, I kept having to stop because I just could not take it. Uh,
Mm.
Second, if they are gonna rush through to the ending, I haven't got to the ending yet. I don't want it fucking. I don't want to see the fucking ending done. You know, by this shit adaptation. If I'm gonna see
You're
the
right.
ending, I want it seen done the way it should be in the manga. That's gonna take another, few months. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do in terms of Promised Neverland. I really don't. I just know that
Just
this
stick with
is.
the
Read the
manga,
manga.
man. It's so
Read the manga. The
fucking
manga
good.
is so fucking good.
The
It's
manga is really good. Literally, my only substantial gripe with it is that the ending is slightly rushed. But even then, like, it's not nearly as bad as this absolute clusterfuck of nonsense.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, just read the manga. It's the better it's the better way to experience the series. You can watch the first season of the anime. That's
Yeah,
fine. And if you want after that to jump to the manga, just jump to chapter 37.
yeah. I mean, do absolutely watch season 1 because it is amazing and it is a fucking journey of you know building tension and
It is
some of the
fantastic
moments in it
stuff.
like I said this in my write-up in 2019. Like I remembered that Isabella, who we still haven't seen yet, by the way, after
We only saw her once. Yeah.
her declaration that she was going to get all the kids back. But I knew Isabella broke Emma's leg,
Yeah.
but the way it was done, the music and the voice acting was so fucking incredible that it fucking gave me chills just hearing Emma
Isabella in general is
screaming.
just such a fantastic villain.
Yeah.
And like everything about season 2 has been disappointing.
hmm
Damn near everything. And I am so sad. And so
Also,
angry.
yeah. Also, I realized that the person that I thought was Yugo in the OP was actually Songju,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
which in case anyone had any hopes, that's the final nail for me.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, I just. Not to mention, they did a fucking recap episode. What the fuck do they need to recap?
Fucking the mongoose corpse, of course.
hmm Now, something is clearly screwy in Cloverworks land.
Which is weird because the other two shows they're doing this season are actually turning out really well.
Which ones are those?
One Direct Priority is one of them.
Hmm.
And I believe the other one,
Is
if
Horimiya.
I remember correct, Horimiya. So yeah, two of the best shows of the season are also Cloverworks productions.
Yeah.
So it really makes you wonder how the fuck Promised Neverland has gone so far off the fucking rails.
I don't know. I really don't. Maybe they just didn't want to do more Promised Neverland.
But why?
I don't
That's so
know,
fucking
dude.
dumb.
I don't know. Let's talk about a show you actually enjoy.
Moving on to
Quintuplets.
a better sequel of anime. Quintessential Quintuplet Season 2. Which is actually turning out really well. I've heard from some manga readers that the pacing is a tad rushed, and I can kind of see it, but at the same time, it's come along pretty well. And there have been some really good scenes throughout the season so far. Like, Neo has actually really grown on me as a character, even though I really disliked her at first.
Yeah.
Like, she actually had a scene in the most recent episode where where they get the old cliche of, oh, they didn't hear the love confession because of something in the background tuning it out. In this case, they were riding on a motorcycle,
Mm-hmm.
and then she realizes that he didn't hear her, and walks out of the room, and then comes back in and outright confesses to his face, anyways.
Okay.
Which is like, damn,
Yeah.
that's ballsy.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. What a way to subvert expectations in a way that feels organic for the character and makes sense.
Yeah. Congrats.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with this. But yeah, no. They are about to go into another arc for the series. I think it's Scrambled Eggs, which is going to be. I've heard a lot of people talking about this arc from the manga, and it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
I mean, if it isn't a cooking contest where they all make scrambled eggs, I'd be disappointed personally.
No, the main cast is all at a hot springs resort, and we have a mystery to solve.
Ah.
So, yeah, no, this is good. Definitely one of the best harem anime I've seen. Not that that's a high bar, but it's actually fairly good despite being in spite of being a harem anime.
Yeah.
Rather than being because of it.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on to Re:Zero Season 2, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. I so badly wanted this screenshot to be a different thing, but unfortunately the resolution on the picture was bad, so I can't make the joke I wanted to make.
I mean, you can still make it for the people who've watched it.
So yeah, that most recent episode's had some real fun clown on clown violence, didn't it? Basically, a lot of this half of the second season has been focused on backstories. So we've gotten backstories for Amelia, Beatrice, Garfield, and Roswell now. And it's been very illuminating stuff. There's been a lot of character development and a lot of world building going on throughout. I do wish that it was paced a tad better.
Yeah.
That wasn't so drawn out. But at the same time, it's gotten a lot of information out for us, as well as just explained a lot about why the characters are the way they are now.
Yeah.
Like, Amelia's in particular has done so much for her character. A lot of people ragged on her for being kind of useless and out of focus for much of season 1. But by God, does she get so much growth in character development here. And it just makes her a much better character as a result.
Yeah. I assume it was during Roswell's that where you learned he's voiced by Dio.
Maybe. No, but Roswell's flashback is also fun because it does explain a bit about why he is the way he is, but it doesn't give all the details for how he's still alive 400 years later.
Yeah.
When he is very much not an explicitly immortal character. So it'll be interesting to see how that is. How that plays. But yeah, all the character development from flashbacks is really good. And I think we are done with flashbacks for the moment, so we're going to see how all this other shit plays out now. Because we still got a horde of murderous rabbits and a couple of crazy assassins to deal with. Think of it as the white rabbit as the killer rabbit from Monty Python cranked up to about 1 million.
Oh, I love that scene.
Yeah, but instead of it just being one, it's several thousand of them.
Yeah.
God, that scene in the first half of the season was horrifying.
How many times has the LP played?
Once so far this core.
Why do they even bother making one?
Of the LP and one instance of the ED, and that is it.
Why do they even bother making an LP and an ED if they're just not going to use them?
I don't know, but we've been getting like 29-minute episodes consistently throughout the season.
Yeah, I heard.
Been crazy. I'm honestly kind of impressed.
As I said, I just don't see why you would go to the effort of like licensing a song and creating visuals for it when you're just gonna like use it like 3 times.
I don't know.
Anyway, is there anything more you want to say on ReZero?
Hold on, I need to send you a gift of the white rabbits.
Oh boy.
But and that's just one of them.
Quick, chuck the holy hand grenade.
Subaru does not have a holy hand grenade, unfortunately.
And
But
that's why he likely got eaten.
Also, this lady in the picture, she did not show up before the flashback, and we have very little idea of who she is. But she is shaping up to be one of the main villains.
Interesting.
And she is utterly terrifying because she's so quiet and serene and soft-spoken.
Is that Echidna?
And also extremely overpowered. What?
Is that Echidna?
No, that's not Echidna.
Okay.
No, that is not Echidna.
Okay.
No, Echidna dresses in black, and she's much taller and classier.
Fair enough. Just wanted to check.
Looking.
I've heard Echidna's name.
No. This lady is called Pandora, which is not ominous at all.
Yeah. I wonder if she has a box.
That door is basically the box, and she wants to open it very badly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think I want to see what happens when that gets opened, but it has not been opened as it.
I'm sure whatever will happen, Subaru will remain untraumatized.
Asking Subaru to remain untraumatized is like asking a person to stay dry after you eat them into a pool. Yeah, moving on. Oh, by the way, ReZero is still in contention for my favorite anime this season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's ReZero, Jujutsu Kaisen, and one other show that we'll talk about a bit later.
Yeah. So, moving on to Skate Leading Stars. This has gotten better. So, my complaint in the 3+ episode check-in was that the two main characters, Maishima and Sasagai, were kind of dicks. And they have gotten a lot better. Maishima has gotten a lot better about working with the team and actually like communicating with the team. Sasagai is still a dick, but he at the very least has shown himself to actually be working for the betterment of the team rather than just his solo goals.
That's good.
But what was really interesting, most recent episode 8, Shinozaki, I believe. Shinozaki, I'm fairly sure it is. The guy in the screenshot went full on fuck you to the Pro Tag team. Because, like, the Pro Tag team went first with their free skate, did their routine really well. And then Shinozaki's team came out and did the start of Pro Tag's team routine perfectly as well, and then went into their own routine with no planning. Like, they didn't plan to do that until they were just before they skated out onto the ice. And seriously, it was just a holy shit. That's a big old middle finger from Shinozaki to everybody else. He's very much been like the cold rival for a lot of the show. No, he fucking heated up this episode. Like, he was full on like, no, you want to step to me, you're gonna have to fucking earn it. And it was all the better for it. Like, there was even a shot with him having fucking crazy eyes, basically screaming in his head, "Watch me, watch me, watch me!" And he has a fucking sword, by the way, while he's doing that. Like, with his armor brace, he's just chucked the sword in the air, and then he catches it with his other hand behind his back. That man fucking styled on everyone.
Damn. Was the sword really necessary, though?
Yes. In my mind, yes, it was. It added to the whole fucking performance.
So it sounds like this dude's aesthetic as fuck.
Yeah, no, this dude is flashy as fuck. I'm like, no, this is definitely getting better and better. I'm still, it's definitely a lot better than 2.43 at this point, and it's always been better than 2.43, but it certainly was a lot closer earlier in the season. Now the gap is widening massively. Not to mention, it's a really nice show to have because I watch it after I've watched watched X-Arm to cleanse my palate. I have to make sure that I don't end on X-Arm, otherwise, like I feel like my anime taste is gonna be ruined if I have to sleep on X-Arm as the last thing I've watched.
That's fair. That's really fair.
uh no, this has been getting really good, and I'm looking forward to where it goes next. Uh, but honestly, I want to get onto the next show because this next show is steadily climbing my rankings. I don't think it'll go any higher than where it is, which is third. But Skate
Yes.
Skate is fucking amazing. So like I've got two screenshots and a video for this, and it's all from the same episode. They had a fucking beach episode, and it was the funniest shit I've seen maybe all season. Like it's just so fucking hilarious. So you've got like the dude in the middle who is like, what the fuck? That dude is Shadow. Like he has fucking like makeup on, and like he's a violent skater, and he like tries to cheat all the time, and he's just any air of menace he had at the start of the show has now been ruined by this one scene. Just the three, you've got fucking Reki, Longa, and Mia just fucking clutching him, just like, please let him come with us, please. It's just, I just had to stop and just, I was crying with laughter because it's just so fucking funny. It's just so fucking funny. Then we have the next one. I'm gonna give context to this one before I show it. So they were on a ferry to somewhere. I think it might be in. I don't know where it was. I can't remember the name of the island they were going to, but it was supposed to be a hot springs healing thing for Reki. But they discovered that not only were the four of them there, the other two main skaters, Joe the Beefcake and Cherry Blossom, were also going to this same place. They end up on the beach, and they see Joe is fucking is flirting with a bunch of women. Shadow wants to go over there and like ruin his day, but Reki decides to show Shadow why that would be foolish by enacting what would happen with him as the girl and Ranga as Joe, resulting in this. And it's just the facial expressions, and it's just the fact that they're holding each other, and it's just this episode got real gay. I should also point out, this episode got really, really gay, and this is just one aspect of it.
Involved in this.
Yeah, just again, this is another moment that had me having to pause because I was just pissing myself with laughter because it was just so fucking funny. And then they decide they do still want to try and cockblock Joe, and Mia decides to take the challenge. Oh god, sure, I love it so much. I really do. Just
I can tell.
As I said, I mean, it was already rising because it's been getting steadily better and better. But this fucking episode took it up to third. Like it had to. It was too funny. It was too fantastic.
You have to post your ranking at some point in Discord.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing it does is it does actually it's a breather beach episode, but it does actually advance the plot. You've got Reki struggling to come to terms with the fact that Ranga is steadily becoming a better skater than him, and he asks Joe for basically help to improve his skating. Then you've got the fact that Adam, He's also voiced by Dio, and he acts like Hisoka. Uh,
Dio
which
is in fucking everything, I swear.
he is. That's why.
Let me look up the voice actor. Let me look him up because I know he's in so much shit.
Well, when you said you recognized Roswell's VA without actually saying the name, I looked it up, saw the stuff he'd been in, I was like, I know I've
He's in
looked at.
fucking Kaguya.
Yeah,
He plays Shirogane dead in Kaguya.
yeah. But it was just like, I know these roles. I've looked this guy up at some point, saw it was Adam, went, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
He's in fucking Helsing? What the fuck?
Yeah, Luke Valentine. I mean, it fits. It fits.
Yeah, it fits. Of course, Dio would be in a vampire anime.
Yeah. But yeah, so starting with the episode that came out today, I didn't watch it because, as I said earlier, I'm very tired and I want to be fully awake when I watch it. I didn't care that much about Project Scarred. I was fine to miss parts of that episode because it doesn't fucking matter. But I wanted to make sure I was fully awake for the latest Skate episode. But it's gonna be a tournament arc, which I'm really looking forward to. It's gonna be fantastic.
I do love me some tournament arcs.
Yeah. So, up next, Spider Sakai.
Spider. Ah, the look of fear. Always a classic. So yeah, Spider Sakai is actually pretty good.
Hmm.
I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And seeing Aoyuki ham it up is really fun. It isn't actually all that obnoxious outside of like an occasional moment here and there. But her like slowly but steadily grow into a more and more powerful being is really fun.
Yeah.
As is the juxtaposition of her with the human side characters, like the regular people who got vanilla reincarnated into a human isekai world.
Yeah.
So seeing her bounce off of them is really entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And well, not bounce off of them because she doesn't interact with them at all so far. But seeing the contrast is fun.
Yeah.
Because she's in like this deadly labyrinth where she's trying to slowly work her way up to the surface while leveling up all the way and fighting in life or death battles.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the rest of them are just dealing with school life and stuff for a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
Like la-di-da-di-da magic school stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Until the designated rival character develops into a murderous asshole.
Always.
So that's fun.
Yeah.
He's worse than Bakugo somehow.
Wow.
Because he actually just straight up tries to off the other protagonist and play it off as a monster attack.
Yeah.
And claim credit for killing the monster, quote unquote, responsible for killing his friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he's a fucking asshole.
How has the CG been?
It's been a varying quality. Some of it's been fairly good. Some of it's been not great. Nothing's been as bad as the Gohan CGI though, or as X-Arm. Though I find it hard for anything to be as bad as X-Arm.
I mean, yeah, like Spider Sakai can be as bad as it wants. It's not gonna reach the depths of X-Arm.
Honestly, the lowest quality CGI was in the monkey episode, which is I think episode 4. But that was also a really good episode because it was very tense. And it was pretty much all focused on the spider and her basically fighting against a massive horde of monkeys that were trying to kill her.
Yeah.
And they were very fucking persistent too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Decent isekai. If you can stand the CG, watch it.
Or, stand Aoyuki hamming it up for, what is it, 20 odd minutes in the first episode?
Something like that, yeah. She's not like the main presence in every episode, but yeah. It really depends on how much you enjoy Aoyuki.
it was something that I was not able to stomach.
Yeah, I like her quite a bit as a VA, but I know Mill isn't as big on her.
I mean, it's not that I'm not big on her. It's just that the jokes didn't land at all in that
That's
first
fair.
episode. Speaking of things that
By the way, I should mention there was a
yeah,
Spider-Man reference in an anime, which
of
I was very
course there
happy with.
was, of course there was, but
It was
yes,
inevitable.
yeah. Moving on to things, onto another thing that I can't stomach anymore. Last Dungeon.
I honestly think it got better after you dropped it.
Still not starting it up again.
I know. I don't expect you to. But this particular screenshot is actually from a scene where they want to learn healing magic, so they decide to volunteer Alan as the test dummy because he's so durable. So they wind up repeatedly injuring him so they can practice healing magic. So that's funny.
Yeah,
And also Riho gets a lot more development in the past, has gotten a lot more development in the past few episodes, which has been really nice to see.
that's good.
I think she's probably the best character in the ensemble cast, and seeing her develop as a character has been really nice.
That's nice, at least.
I know Solana and Alka have basically killed the show for you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just it's not just that. It's just my worry that it's just going to turn into another hero harem.
Yeah, there's about I want to say like a 60-40 chance that a girl introduced is going to be interested in him.
I would up that personally to 75.
Of the characters introduced in the more recent episodes, let's see. Of the 4 female characters that I can remember being introduced, only 2 are teased with having feelings for him.
I mean,
one of them is interested in him because he's strong, and she's a very fight happy person who is much more interested in having a good
yeah.
fight and getting with someone who's very strong.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it might be harsh, but I'm basing that assumption on a bit in the OP where it is Lloyd surrounded by female characters.
I mean, OPs do misleading stuff like that all the time, though.
I'm aware, as we'll
There's
get onto,
slime.
as we'll get onto in the next show. Do you want to move on? Is there anything you want to say about anything more you want to say about Last Dungeon before I start ranting about slime?
I will say that the next episode, the episodes 5 and 6 basically had their own mini arc where it was just like a quick lead in to a short inter-school tournament.
Yeah.
Which is where we got a lot of developments. And we actually got to see a really cool application of healing magic from her that actually was foreshadowed. So basically, they repeatedly said that she shouldn't try to learn healing magic because she would forget to clean out a wound and stuff would get stuck in there when she healed over it. So she took advantage of that, and she basically made a wound on herself, put a magic stone in that wound, healed over it, and used that for a surprise attack on her opponent.
Okay, that's pretty inventive.
Fucking clever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there was some neat stuff in these past few episodes, and I really am enjoying the show. It's not as good as a lot of the other shows this season, but it's still good enough that I am going to probably enjoy it to the end.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Slime Season 2. I chose this screenshot because...
I am so fucking worried. Oh god.
I chose this screenshot because I feel like that line pretty much is going to sum up this arc.
Pain.
Okay, so 2 things. And I do want to point out that the most recent episode, episode 30, I did actually quite enjoy. But 2 things.
Oh, same.
First, it has taken us 6 episodes to get to the point where Season 1 ended. Why? why could it not have used that final episode where, you know, it was pretty much taking the kids out of the cave, saying goodbye to the kids, and then half an episode of a music video, basically. Why couldn't they have used that to, I don't know, maybe introduce the carrion stuff so it didn't come out of nowhere? Secondly, it has taken 34 episodes, including recaps and OVAs, to have a proper appearance of Hinata after she was ridiculously included in the first OP of Season 1. I'm still quite annoyed about that.
Yeah, I blame the producers for the first season. That's definitely on their heads.
Because that particular fight in that first OP was what kept me going. And not that I regret watching Slime, because I do enjoy Slime. It's just that I have such high expectations for it that, or I want it to do better than it is, and it just sometimes it just doesn't. It's like in that Simpsons episode where they're watching the fucking isotopes, and like Lisa's is like, Dad, why do you hate the isotopes so much? I was like, I loved them once and they broke my heart. It's a similar thing with Slime. Like
I can see that.
There are parts of it that I love dearly. Like I love Rimuru's human form, and I love when he gets to actually, you know, show off in a fight. I loved the fight between Rimuru and Hinata this episode. It's
actually really tense because Rimuru is handicapped the whole fight.
That's another thing. There's actually like we obviously know that. Yeah, we obviously know Rimuru isn't going to die, but the longer Rimuru is trapped in here, the worse it's going to get for the people back in Tempest, and we don't know who's actually going to survive there.
And the worst part is the next episode title is fucking Despair.
Yeah!
Which has me very worried.
Look,
I do not like the sound of that.
Look, we knew something was going to happen to turn Rimuru into his edgelord form. I've been personally looking forward to it because I want Rimuru to go full. Yeah, I want Rimuru to go full scorched earth. So
I do have to say, the kingdom that decided to lead this invasion is being very short-sighted because Rimuru has established ties with 2 demon lords and also has ties with several other outstanding nations, and the whole Holy War pretense is not going to fly with fucking Carrion or Milim.
Mm-hmm.
They won't give a shit.
In fairness, I'm fairly sure
raising Rimuru's kingdom to the ground.
In
Milim
fairness,
would probably destroy the kingdom.
I think the point is that both Milim and Carrion are too busy fighting each other at the moment. That's the reason for why they struck when they did. This has been actually very well planned.
Oh yeah, no. I'm pretty sure Clayman is definitely directly
Clayman is the one planning this.
Yeah.
And oh boy, is it going to be
satisfying for Rimuru to deck him in the fucking face.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be fucking satisfying watching Rimuru take Clayman apart.
Yeah. Though I imagine he's going to start by wiping out the human forces who are trying to slaughter his people.
As I said, I'm genuinely really looking forward to Rimuru going full scorched earth.
Yeah, I kind of want to see the Rimuru turn into the fucking Punisher. That'll be fun.
Yeah, like fucking Rimuru going full John Wick on everybody is going to be fantastic.
Oh yeah. Well, at least they won't have killed Ranga, so that's fine.
As long as the good boy survives, as long as the good boy and Goblin Elder Terry Crews survives, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Anyone else can die.
Yeah. Also, those reincarnators from that human kingdom are a bunch of douchebags.
They're a bunch of crazies.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call them douchebags. They're fucking crazy as fuck. And Rimuru is also going to take them apart, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that will be nice when they inevitably have their downfall.
Yeah.
Still really irked with that one guy who is just like a raging, very clear sex predator.
Mm-hmm.
Like he very clearly was like
that was
giving out some really creepy vibes.
Yeah. Oh, one thing from this most recent episode. We haven't even really talked about 28 and 29 because they're kind of just filler.
Not really. Like they are the build up to the
I know,
invasion.
but like it's also really rushed. Like the actual the relationship between Yume and I can't remember her fucking name. Mulan. Is really fucking rushed.
Apparently, that was supposed to be included in the late season 1 content, so make it have more room to breathe. But anime production committee got to do what it got to do.
The fact that Slime is the fact that Slime is as successful as it is, considering the amount of shit that the production has done to it, like the slow pacing in the first half of season 1, the too fast pacing in the second half of season 1, and everything. It's a miracle it's as good as it is.
Oh yeah, like we have seen firsthand with Promised Neverland season 2 just how badly an anime production can botch its adaptation.
And I'm not even fucking surprised because the studio doing Slime is 8-bit. I believe they were also the ones who let's see. Well, they're the ones that didn't give fucking Stars Align its full run. Were they? I felt like they were the ones who did fucking. No, they're not the ones who did. What's its face? The wrestler Isekai. I thought they were.
Nope. But what they did do is they did the Mahoka, the one with the overpowered Gary Stu at the Magic High School.
Oh, that's right. It was fucking Studio Engi that did Kimono Michi.
Yeah, different studio.
AKA the studio that did Uzaki-chan.
But yeah, no, Slime is really good this season.
Oh, and, yeah. I want to give kudos to this for another reason to this most recent episode. This is the first time that I didn't outright hate the Lizard Men lackeys. So fucking kudos to that. I have a feeling they're going to be slaughtered, but kudos to them for that.
I will also say, like, the bit with Mulan and Yom, as much as it is rushed, it is nice to see a twist on the classic star-crossed lovers thing, where instead of the whole they're being torn apart because of the thing, it's it's Clayman actually using the fact that she likes the dude against her and saying like, oh yeah, if you do this, I'll let you be with him.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad necessarily. It was just
rushed a bit.
Yeah.
I wish they had actually introduced her in and started her relationship with Yom in the tail end of last season, where it would have made the build up and payoff a lot better.
Yeah.
But whatever. What's done is done, and we can't really change it now. We're getting good content for the most part, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah. As I said.
And I can always just read the light novels.
Yeah, as long as Ranga and Goblin Elder Terry Crews survives, I'll be happy.
As will I. Oh shit, I forgot. Gabuta and the old Oni dude are both down for the count.
Oh yeah, I have low hopes for them, if I'm honest.
I am concerned. And also, Xion was last seen with her back turned to a fucking horde of charging horsemen.
We'll see. I mean, it seems very unlikely that they'd kill... I think that there's definitely going to be some deaths. I have a feeling the old dude is going to be one of them.
He does have the most death flags.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely going to have to be some named character deaths just to make it,
tense.
To make it not even tense, just make it impactful. Because if it's just unnamed citizens that dies, then Like, yeah, Rimuru's gonna be
It's
mad,
still
but
gonna hurt,
it's
but
gonna hurt, but it's not gonna hurt as much as, say if Old Dude died or Gobza died.
yeah. Still, it'll be interesting to see how things play out.
Very interesting. I'm looking forward to Tuesday.
Also traumatizing. I'll definitely be traumatizing.
As I said, I've been waiting for this moment for a while, so.
Yeah. I've been anticipating it with dread.
Anyway,
I do want to briefly touch on Vlad Love. We don't
yes.
have a picture of it.
Well, I've put the PV picture up for it.
Okay. Yeah, no, this show is fucking wild and weird. I have not watched all the episodes that are out yet, so I can't really comment further on it. But I have no idea how to evaluate this show. Fucking hell. Okay, let's move on.
Do you want to move on to a show that you will be able to evaluate? Wonder Egg Priority.
Evaluate. So Wonder Egg Priority is one of those shows that's like
I have no idea how to feel about it.
Yeah.
I've absolutely no idea how to feel about it.
Like
I saw that one and was like, yeah, I've got to go for that one.
It is the perfect one to use, especially for your take on it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. So,
as much as I'm loving the show, I have so many concerns and uncertainties regarding it because it is just like it is juggling so much shit right now.
It is walking a tightrope, and it is
walking 3 tightropes at once on its pinky fingers. And it is somehow managing it, but I do not know if that will pull it off.
Yeah.
If it sticks to the landing, it is going to be one of the best series I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
But if it fails, which is a very strong possibility,
I really hope it doesn't fail because
I hope it doesn't fail either.
Like as much as as much as I do have conflicting feelings about it, and it is solely because of the subject matter it's covering. It's hard for me to watch a story about, depression and suicide and all that jazz and say, yeah, I'm really enjoying this shit. Like it's just really fucking hard for me to come out and like say that. It's like so. Like I
mean, you could sum it up with that one Captain Holt gif where he's just saying, "Hey."
Like,
which it's a really good show. Don't get us wrong, but holy fucking shit!
I mean,
it's just not full of punches.
Yeah, it's just so uncomfortable. And again, it doesn't help that. Certainly, it's hinting at obviously Sawaki Sensei having something in his background or something in the shadows about him that's really not good. He is sketchy. He is sketchy. But the issue is
I have not seen a sketchier character in a while. Like,
I mean, the last time
he's not even obviously evil.
The last time I remember having this feeling was Oh Maidens, and again, that's a show that for me personally didn't stick that landing, and so it's I'm cautious is what I'm feeling. I do enjoy the show. I enjoy the camaraderie and the relationship between the main quartet. I'm enjoying actually being a fucking teenager. Like when she was in bed and her mum came to wake her up and she just refused to get out. That is such a fucking mood. You have no idea how often.
Fantastic protagonist.
You have no idea how often that happened to me in high school. Like, my mum would come in and wake me up for school, and I would just roll over and not get up, and she'd have to come in again. Because it's just what teenagers do. But, like, and then when she... I'm just like, just that fucking face. Just like, she's got a fucking magic lizard on her head. It's like, I'm not sure how to react to this.
I gotta say, I do love the reptile mascots. Those are really cool.
Yeah.
Have really cool designs, and they're really cute.
Yeah. I also loved like when I arrived, just fucking like they saw her arrive and just like, she's skipping. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. What's she doing now?
And
Oh,
then she starts kicking cones.
she's kicking the shit out of some cones, and then she like picks up a cone and blasts aside with it. It just crashes off screen. And she's like, I think I might have taken this one too far. But yeah, I want to believe that it'll handle its subject matter sensitively and in an appropriate manner. There's just too many anime that haven't managed it,
That's fair. That is understandable.
and so it's just a case of, again, I'm cautious, and because of the subject matter, I don't feel like straight enjoyment the way I do for something like Skate or Jujutsu Kaisen or Horimiya or whatever. But I'm enjoying myself. I am enjoying seeing where this goes. It's just that I have a feeling in my chest that is, oh god, this is gonna all go wrong. Oh god.
I understand that. This is one of my front runners of the season,
Mm.
and and I am. I just have so many questions, but at the same time, like the characters and the story and the animation are all just so excellent.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
And like,
this is fifth on my list, and you know the ones above it are fucking Kimono Jihen, Horimiya, Skate, and Heaven's Design Team. So, like, it's a fifth, not because Egg has been bad, but because the shows above it have been so good.
that's really what it comes down to, isn't it? Like,
Mm.
there are a lot of really good shows this season,
Yeah.
and it's a crowded field for contending for the top spots.
Mm. And here's the thing: if it manages to nail the landing, obviously depending on what else comes out this year, but if it manages to actually nail the landing well, I would be surprised
Oh,
if it
it'll be
wasn't
my
in my.
anime of the year.
Well, for me, it'll be in my top 10, certainly.
Yeah, it's and the thing is, like, only half of its episodes are out so far,
Yeah.
so we have no fucking clue how it's gonna go from here.
Again, and that's
We
that,
are at
and
the
that, and that's
midpoint.
and that's the curse. That's the curse and the boon of the original. Like, we don't know where it's gonna go, which can be really good, as something like Akudama Drive showed. But
Yeah.
when it's something like this, where we kind of want to know where it goes so that we don't get hurt, it's kind of a curse.
Yeah, but if this sticks landing, it'll just be continuing a string of really good originals for the past few years now.
I mean, even without that, like, there's this season in terms of originals, there's fucking Skate as well, like, that I would personally consider, you know, a good original.
I'm pretty sure there's a few originals out this season.
There are. Skate
know.
Leading Stars is also original. Vlad Love is original. Back Arrow, Geki Doll.
Fucking hell.
As I said, Project Scarred is basically an original. I mean, it's based off fucking like radio drama CDs or something like that. So like, it's basically an original. It's an original concept, even if it's, you know, a sequel sort of something. But yeah, no, the string of good originals is definitely continued regardless of whether Egg manages to stick its landing. The other thing it's done is on Discord, the Egg emote is now my most frequently used, because I refuse to use its name. I just use the Egg emote when I refer to Egg.
I use the egg emote is also one of my most frequently used.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we also got the title in the most recent episode.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we? I remember that now. Yeah, that was quite fun.
That was nice.
I
I,
mean,
I also I do have to say I really like that the actual character conflict of that is occurring between the characters because it feels organic and it
mm,
feels baked into the actual characters.
yeah,
Like Momoe's issues with I are rooted in the fact that she does not want to believe terrible accusations against her uncle,
mm,
and Rika and Nehru have very clear contrasting personalities that would naturally lead them to clash.
yeah. I don't think Momoi had been introduced when we did the last check-in. I've been really enjoying her.
Momoe is great. She's a really fun character to introduce, and I do appreciate that they're not very clear on her sexuality either,
Mm,
because part of her conflict is trying to revive a girl who confessed to her and tried to seduce her, and when she rejected the girl, she committed suicide.
yeah,
And it's very interesting seeing the exploration of that
mm,
because it's unclear whether or not she has those kind of feelings for the girl or not.
mm. But also, I mean, we didn't. We've mostly been talking about episode 6, but episode 5 had a really good portion where it was just the fucking girls having fun together. It was just so
That was
nice.
really nice.
Yeah, it was really, really nice.
The whole arcade sequence was really fun,
Yeah,
and seeing seeing them have fun bowling and munching on uh, munching on treats and stuff was
hmm,
fun. Like I think I sent you an alternate image of just Rika and
yeah, you
I
did.
just having popsicles,
Yeah,
and that was really funny,
hmm,
particularly because of their expressions. The artwork in the series is just really expressive, and the
yeah.
characters' facial expressions are really fun.
It is a very expressive show, and it knows when to go to a more simple style, like in the screenshots for comedic effect.
The show is just so fucking good.
It is a really good show. As I said, I really really hope it does stick the landing. Like
As do I.
I
Like
would be upset if it didn't, but I just don't want to get my hopes up.
the apprehension is understandable.
Anime just has such a spotty track record.
Yeah, yeah. The most recent episode does give me cause for concern, but at the same time, like
I mean,
I
I
feel more
very much
jaded
I'm very much
in
looking
terms of
forward
my.
to the next episode and seeing, where the fuck it goes with I now back at school.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Also, like every single episode makes me feel more and more certain that Sawaki is the most motherfucker
Mm.
around.
Yeah,
God, how do you make a character so suspicious without having them do anything actually suspicious on screen? How do you do that? That's impressive as hell.
yeah.
Like I'm just getting so many bad vibes from the man.
I mean, I'm gonna feel bad if he turns out to be an actually decent guy, and we've been fucking suspecting him of all sorts of shit the entire season.
I would feel bad too, but at the same time, like the the the, the show is making us feel that way.
Yeah,
Oh, Rika has basically voiced our opinions on this
yeah.
multiple times. Jeez. Oh man. We should probably move on.
Okay. Moving on to World Trigger season 2.
I'm not
So
watching this one, but go ahead and gush.
yeah.
What the
Uh,
fuck?
yeah. That's the thing I really love about World Trigger is because whenever they're fighting, they're using Treon bodies. Like it can get super fucking violent, and they can chop off limbs and heads, and it still means something because obviously, if if their Treon body dies, they lose basically, but with no actual sort of real fear of death, sort of so to speak. Uh, which allows for moments like this where fucking Yuma just cuts this dude's head off with a fucking foot spike. Uh,
You know.
so there's only been 2 episodes because of the earthquake in Japan, which delayed episode 6. Um, so we got episode 6 today instead of episode 7. And it's basically been well, we've returned to the main trio, Yuma, Osamu, and Chika, in their rank wars, and again, I fully understand why people didn't like the rank wars because it's an incredibly long arc, like at least 100 chapters, if not more than 100 chapters, and you know, going weekly and then the hiatus that the author went on and then returning but going monthly. I could understand why it really fucking dragged for some people. Me, I pretty much binged all of that shit in like 2 days, so I didn't get that feeling, and so I really enjoyed the rank wars, and so I'm enjoying it now. Uh, Especially considering this is our first look at the new tactics for Tamakoma 2. Uh, Chika is using the lead bullets, which is allowing her to shoot people. Uh, Osamu is using wires, which narrows options and allows fucking Yuma to just bounce around everywhere and slice the shit out of people. Uh,
Dang.
like, it's the other 2 squads aren't the best. Katori is very fractious, and to be honest, the leader Katori herself is kind of a dick. Uh, and Kakizaki, that poor bastard is just forgettable. I, d- I don't remember. It's a series with a lot of characters in general, anyway, but I do not remember the names of his 2 teammates. Uh, the only reason I remember Kakizaki is because his squad is named after that, and so that one got shown around a lot. Let's see. I assume he was in. They were. Okay, so there's Teruya, which I believe is the girl. Where's the other one? I had to, for the most recent arc where they all get fucking split up into different teams, I had to actually create a table so that I could remember names and who was on which team. So I do have the names of pretty much all the characters from the rank wars. I believe the one getting his head cut off is Tomoe. I think.
Dang.
I think. I'm not certain for sure, but I'm fairly sure it is. But yeah, like it's also like episode 5 ended with fucking Chica bringing out her main gun, which is basically a fucking bazooka or a sniper rifle bazooka, because it works on basically mana called Trion, and Chica has a fuck ton of it. So when she shoots a powerful gun, it is basically like a bomb's gone off. Like the episode
Nice.
ends with her pulling that out, while the other 2 squads are like, "Yeah, we're just gonna hide here. We're gonna try and draw Tamakoma out." No, you're fucking not. You're gonna get blasted out of your hidey holes, you bitches. I like World Trigger. It's a fun show with some really interesting battles and a really cool magic system and combat system. So now
That's good to hear.
on to Comf.
The comfiest comp of the season.
Wasn't there a Bocce lookalike?
Yeah, there was a brief cameo of Abashi looked like in the most recent episode. On a train for when Nadeshiko was going solo camping.
Yeah.
Yeah, this screenshot right here is of shall we call them the idiot trio, who
I mean, I can
decided
understand
to go
why.
winter camping without checking the weather forecast beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why, looking at them, why they're called the Idiot Trio.
Yes. But yeah, it's partially because the character on the farthest on the right, Aki,
Mm-hmm.
she got overconfident, and like I said, none of them checked the weather forecast.
Yeah.
and it turned out to drop below freezing where they were at,
Yeah.
and they were fortunate to be in the to have befriended some kind strangers who had a much better setup than they did, because it actually got kind of dramatic in that episode
Yeah.
with some actual action. But then it turned back to calm, and all was right with the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like the next arc is actually going to focus on Nadeshko and her pink hair girl in the main promo
Mm.
images, and her trying solo camping for the first time with the help of Reen and her guidance.
Yeah.
And apparently, this season is going to focus a lot more on the girls' solo camping experiences and learning how to camp on their own and kind of the beauty of solitude,
Yeah.
I think is the term.
Mm-hmm.
But this show is also just really good and really nice. And also, it has some really good looking food in it,
Yeah.
which makes me hungry every time I watch it.
I mean, you said it's your palate cleanser after the depression of Cells at Work Black.
It is. It's a really nice palate cleanser, too, because it's such a nice,
Yeah.
comforting show.
Yeah. No, it definitely sounds it.
Like, if you want a comfy, warm winter show, this is the best one you can get, honestly.
Uh,
Also, the opening for this season, while not quite as good as the first season opening, is still excellent and quite catchy.
I have a feeling non Biori fans will take issue with your previous statement
Which one?
that Eurocamp is the best winter themed show.
I didn't know what Non-Biori was winter themed.
I'm not sure if it is, but certainly it's another comf show, so I have a feeling there's a rivalry there.
See, I have not watched any of Non-Biori, so I can't really comment on them.
I mean, looking at the PV image, it does appear to be snow falling,
Huh, interesting.
but
Well, it might just be this
at the same
season,
time,
though.
there are other PV images where it's like really nice and sunny and more like summer. So I don't fucking know. Any non Biori fans, tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Eh.
Also, Horimiya
Anyways,
is 0.01 away from Eurocamp.
on Mal,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised given the last episode.
And that's without really taking into account the effects of this episode won't show themselves until a few days later, probably.
Well, it definitely starts right away. Speaking of Mal, it looks like Wonder Egg is slowly going up in both rating and number of people watching.
Mm.
It's about to surpass a certain other show in terms of viewership, which I'm very happy about. A show of which we will not speak here.
Ah.
So it's always good to have a quality show
Mm-hmm.
surpassing a not quality show.
Well, that particular show is well down the ratings list.
Yes. But yeah, anyways, I think that does it for this time around.
I believe so. Yeah.
Thank you all for watching, sticking with us
Mm.
for this 3 hour holy shit session. um, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and we will catch you next time when we I
Well,
believe our
next stream
next
is
week
tomorrow.
we have. Oh yeah, D&D.
We've got D&D tomorrow. Should be a big festival session, which will be fun. Lots of role playing.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great.
Uh, Tuesday,
And
Football
then
Manager with myself. Thursday, we might try something new.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
And next Saturday, we are doing our first look at the MCU. So that's going to be fun. We're going to be talking about Phase 1 specifically, though.
I'm sure I'll have things to say on fucking Iron Man. Well, the Iron Man films in general. The Iron Man character in general.
It's going to be a fun time, but
Yeah.
that said, we'll catch you guys later.
See you tomorrow, hopefully.